Hey everyone, how's it going? This is M.L.S. Weech. We're starting off quick and in a hurry. This is my friend Artie Sparks, and we're doing things a little bit differently today. We are actually going to watch the NFL draft, the first round live, and as we're doing that, we'll just talk football and whatever else you want to talk about. So we hope you have a great time. We're scheduled to be here for quite a number of hours. And we're going to be doing a couple other things as we spin around, but hopefully we'll be able to talk. We're about his craziest draft. I haven't had a pick yet. So Artie, what are your thoughts going into round one?
I think it's going to be a very interesting draft, mainly because there's not that heavy quarterback dominance. So you've got like the 2013 NFL draft, I think with E.J. Manuel was like the last one that was kind of like that. So I think we're going to see a lot of people willing to shuffle around. I think there's going to be more people hoping to move back than people moving up. And I think the people that are moving up are going to exploit that a little bit. So I think you could see people moving up for a lower cost than normal years because it's not, going to get that quarterback. It's going to get like this position player or this offensive lineman who's dropping, something like that. So I think it's going to be a very interesting draft, mainly because of that wild card. We don't really know what teams want.
Yeah, I agree completely. Let me see here. I agree completely, and something else that I think is actually pretty interesting. I hope I'm sharing the right link. That's what I'm worried about. I couldn't agree more about that. And something else that's interesting is we're going to see people do some very crazy things with their picks because what I think is everyone has like their bag of favorites. So like they have their top 5 and then they're 5 to 10 and they're 10 to 20.
Yeah.
And I don't know that like your top 5 is the same as my top 5.
Yeah.
And it's true of the position groups. So you look at the pass rushers, the corners, the wide receivers, and the linemen. Those are the real big groups in the class. And this, like normally in a draft, I just hate the idea of like, well, you draft a lineman or draft a corner. Yeah. And what I think they're going to do though is they're going to sit there, going to be like, okay, well, we like this lineman. I have a first round grade on him. You have a 5th round grade on him. But they're just going to take the guy they like because the talent gap between them is arguably negligent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be – I think the other thing the draft is going to kind of be dominated by is there's a lot of talk of a ton of wide receivers going in the first round because there's talk of like Drake London, Treylon Burks, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, all potentially being locks. Then you've talked about people like Sky Moore, George Pickens, all potentially going in the first round. So if there's all of a sudden like a ton of wide receivers just popping off left and right, then that makes the people at the back end of the draft much happier because all these guys are going to start falling to them. And even more than that, the people that are in the beginning of the second round are going to be sitting there and like just wetting their lips for the next day because they're going to have all these guys that are just sitting there. It's kind of like what happened when the Bengals drafted T. Higgins.
Yeah.
There wasn't a run on wide receivers everybody was expecting, and then all of a sudden T. Higgins is just sitting there in the second round. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Let's go draft him.
All right. So the preseason coverage, by the way, I don't have a window, and also I'm a little worried about legalities and stuff. So the idea is you're watching this on whatever network you like. You're watching the drive. I'm personally watching on an NFL network. I'm a huge Rich Eisen fan, so I'm watching this. They're starting to queue off. They're doing their introductions. So they're going into the picks. They're getting ready to bring in the commissioner.
Getting ready for the first booze of the night.
Yeah. That's a man who likes his booze, though.
Yeah.
He is he kind of a light version of like a Vince McMahon?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like just once I want to see Goodell do the Vince McMahon walk to the podium.
Yeah.
Maybe even the theme song. I don't know if they can work out a deal. So one thing I did do though is I tweeted to Roger Goodell and I said, Roger, do us a favor. If Sauce is on the board and the Jets are picking, please hand that card to Rich Eisen. Please.
Yes.
Because it's going to be magic, whatever it is. Because
Yeah.
like normally Rich Eisen, he's pretty like stable about what's going on, but Rich Eisen wants Sauce to the Jets so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's going to react. I'm still thinking like I wouldn't be shocked to see Sauce go number 1.
Yeah, something that I found interesting. I was listening to a podcast on the way over here. They were talking about how Sauce is like so elite because he's such an incredible man-to-man corner. Like you put him on your best guy, and then your best guy's doing nothing that day. And they talked about how Salah's defense is more of like a zone scheme, and it's not reliant on heavy man-to-man corners. Which is interesting because they suggested that Stingley was going to go 3 to the Texans,
Yeah.
and that the Jets were just going to go with Icky, the offensive lineman, and pass on Sauce, which I think that's kind of wild. I mean, first, I'm a little biased. I'm a Bearcats fan, and I think Sauce is insanely good.
So here's the question though. Like, yeah, Sauce is a great man-to-man cover, but does that mean there's some rule where he can't cover in zone?
No, and yeah, I don't think so. But it's just dependent. Maybe that means they don't value him as much because of being able to get a guy later on that can still fit the needs that they have for their scheme. But I don't know. I think we're on the same page for what that first round pick. I think you were just posting about Travon Walker. I think that's going to be it. I don't agree with it. Don't like it.
Yeah, I know.
But
you gotta go Aiden Hutchinson. You got to. But I know Trent Baalke. We know Trent Baalke, and he swings big. And even like his one notable like home run hit, like I don't know, like Alden Smith did wonderful things while he played, but it you pick a first round guy, you're looking for like a Hall of Fame person.
Yeah.
You're at the very least you're looking for a consistent Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
And so it's unfortunate he didn't have any trouble, but that brings up a question. I think Travon Walker is the wrong call here, but I also think that he's not a shocking pick. Who's the shocking pick? Who's the one that's going to get taken in round 1 that you're like, I would be shocked, but is someone going to pick this guy? Because I remember my first mock draft, I had Sky Moore going to Green Bay, and I had people just laughing at me like, Sky Moore's never going in the first round. I'm like,
It's really hard to say. So, like, if I'm looking at like the consensus big boards that NFL mock draft database has, if we're talking about a shocker, you're probably looking at somebody that's into the 40s and 50s according to consensus big boards. And one of those guys, we've seen people mock him recently, Quay Walker. That would be a bit of a shocker because he's consensus big board number 50.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it would be a shocker because if anybody saw that Georgia defense play this year and aren't excited about drafting those players, I mean, but honestly, I think someone that could really go is a guy that was at the beginning of the draft process, 10 to 15 for a lot of people, Drake Jackson from USC. He's an edge. Right now, the consensus big boards have him at 64. He has been dropping consistently. I haven't really read anything that says why.
Yep.
And if you get to the end of the back half of the first round, and if they think the guys from like 24 to 50 are like the same level player, they're gonna take their guy.
Yeah.
So I could see someone that like falls in love with him. Maybe like a Kansas City that needs a guy that needs some edge and defense help. I could see someone like that jumping all the way up into the first.
Yeah. So another interesting note on I just want to add the consensus big board for anyone who watches this or is watching. The real trick is it's an almogram. So what this website does is it looks at all the big boards from as many names as it can have and averages them into one overall like board of boards, and that's kind of where they're going with that. So that consensus big board isn't just You could argue that Daniel Jeremiah's list and Daniel Jeremiah's list, Mel Kiper's list, any one of them you could probably dispute is that really a good big board? But this big board is a average of all of those boards. I'm interested to see that and combined with PFF because I'm a big believer in PFF and how they measure things. So I'm going to be interested to see kind of how they do it. Here comes the commissioner. No Vince McMahon walk. I'm already disappointed. But the boos are here. They're not joking.
I must say I am slightly sad that the Raiders, the hosting team, does not get a pick today.
No.
But I think they would trade that pick for Devontae Adams any day. So
yeah, they drafted Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I gotta say that's already the best pick of the draft.
Yeah, that's a pretty great pick.
There he is. Where's Allen? There's Derek Carr.
Derek Carr got the
Derek Carr.
I don't faux hawk going. Is that
faux hawk? Yeah, reverse comeback faux hawk. That's pretty.
He's like I got my college teammate now. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Fans are like, just start the clock. I actually remember when the draft was Sunday evening and all it was a little ticker. And now it's like a show. So I think my first draft was the year they drafted Eddie George. He was the first guy I picked.
Was that 98?
That was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Is that Cube? Yeah, that's Cube.
So.
Good to see Hugs. Hugs are back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always nice.
Channing Tindall, I don't think he falls to 76.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't see a world that is. I love that Zion McCollum is all the way up to 78 now because I remember you 3 months ago saying back when he was on PFF 279. I remember you being like, I love this guy. He's gonna keep moving up, and then just shooting up the boards. That's one of those that makes you feel good.
Yeah, it makes me feel good as a talent evaluator, but I really wish I was there and then I just tripped him at the 40.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm like, you're climbing too high. Go away. Stop it. I don't begrudge a guy getting paid.
Yeah.
I don't, but man, and honestly, so here's again, people have their favorites. I have a first round grade on Zion McCollum. Yeah. And he got a third round grade by most people. But I still believe what I said to you is if Zion McCollum played at Alabama, he'd be in the discussion against Sauce and Stingley.
I think so too. And you never know, there's different reasons why people end up not going to those top schools. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's academics, sometimes it's not getting, not getting your name out there, not getting the offer. But when you see them play against bigger games, against bigger teams, that's why Sauce is potentially going should go in the top 5.
Yeah,
is not because of his entire great, wonderful career that he had, but because of that one game where he shut down Alabama receivers and they were not even throwing at him because they were afraid to.
Yeah, when Alabama decides not to throw to you, that's enough. That's the only endorsement I need.
Yeah, that's Nick Saban saying, no.
When Nick Saban fears you, I take you with my pick. Number 1, number 2, whatever. When Nick Saban's like, I'm like, yes.
I think one of the funny trends that I've been seeing the last day or so is, do you remember when Laramie Tunsil had that ridiculous moment?
Oh, no, I was watching that live.
The gas mask
it's one of my favorite draft memories.
Yeah. Ridiculous. When it made him drop a little bit, it was a pretty ridiculous draft day story. and I've been seeing a bunch of people Photoshop that gas mask onto other people. Like
just to
I
get
saw
them to drop.
I saw Ravens fans like had photoshopped and said, I just got this DM from Kayvon Thibodeau, and it had it on him on the field. So it was like
nobody loves that photo more than the Dolphins.
Yeah,
the Dolphins are like, it's the greatest photo ever taken. But it kind of goes to show you, like, look, there's a line of right and wrong in the world.
Yeah,
there are good decisions and bad decisions, and I think colleges need to start having advisors who can start telling these young professionals, like, early on, like, you got your recruiting, you got your coaching staff. There should be a member of the coaching staff who coaches these young men on how to be young men. Now, I don't remember, that photo was from way back even in high school, right? He never stood a chance.
I think it was like his freshman year or something like that, early on in college. My thing is that, like, you know, the if I were a parent and I was like with my kid on this recruiting trail, you know, like being recruited into college, if I was a parent, if a coach didn't convince me that they were gonna, like, not just help my kid grow as a football player, but help them grow as, like, a man, a person, like a citizen of the world, then I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell my kid to go here. I mean, obviously, your kid can make the decision. If you know, it's their career, but that would be my advice to any like, if I have, like, you know, who knows, my kids are 5 and 4, so
I have 3 sons.
Yeah.
And I think my middle boy, like, I'm not saying he's gonna go pro or any of that. He doesn't even play. He's got, like, the build.
Yeah.
And if he were to go and do stuff and whatever, and he can be whatever he wants to be, this isn't like me trying to, like.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, I'm trying to create a fictional world where my son is getting recruited.
Yeah.
I tell my son to go to Jackson State.
Yeah.
Because look, my opinions on Deion Sanders, the man, during the NFL is very different than my opinion of Deion Sanders today. Now, people who knew me 10 years ago, you wouldn't like me very much either, so I'm not judging. All I'm saying is I want so many young men to go to Jackson State, where they will not only get a college education,
right,
they will get great coaching, and they will have this man helping them understand the business side of this game, how to manage it, how to control yourself, and how to conduct yourself as a professional. We got one edge rusher from Jackson State who is gonna get drafted. And then of course they had the number 1 recruit. I felt really angry because he committed to Jackson State, and then the ESPN rankings moved him to number 2.
Yeah.
And there's only one reason to do that, ESPN. Don't lie. There's only one reason to downgrade that number 1 recruit. He was number 1 for like 6 months. He confirms Jackson State, and you're like, oh wait, hold on. I think he's number 2 now. That's kind of petty, man. That's petty.
Unrelated note, on the ticker here at the bottom of the screen, they just showed a stat that said Jacksonville's only the 4th team since 1967 to secure the number 1 overall pick 2 years in a row.
Okay.
So that's a depressing stat if you were a Jacksonville fan.
Since 1967?
Since 1967.
So number 1 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Who are the how many teams?
4. I mean, as a Bengals fan, I would assume it was one of them, but it probably wasn't.
The Jets.
I think so.
The Jets had 2 1s in a row.
Would it have been the Browns?
Jets.
Didn't the Browns go?
The Jaguars.
Didn't the Browns go Myles Garrett, Baker Mayfield?
The Browns.
Yeah.
Pick
is in.
The pick is in.
All right.
They didn't. I'm surprised they didn't just let that clock go.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be interested to see. I have a friend actually at the draft right now. He is a sailor actually.
Yeah.
He goes by Cincy CB on Twitter. And it's funny because he and I became friends not before realizing that we were both also big disc golfers.
Okay.
And then we became so he's from where I'm from too. So it's like we're like, one of these times when we're both on leave, we gotta hang out.
Yep.
But yeah, so he's stationed out on the West Coast right now, and happened to get the chance to drive out to the draft. I think he said he left the kids with the parents.
I don't know if I'd go to a draft live. Like, if I could do some sort of like thing where I could sit at the table, like don't even mic me, but let me sit with Rich Eisen and just like hang out. Like, I'd have to sign like a non-disclosure, like this and this, like whatever. I like, this is more fun for me watching on a TV. Like, if I want a soda, I get up, I go get a soda. I'm the same way with concerts, a live football game. I don't know that I would go to a Super Bowl if I were offered, unless I could be like in the booth.
It took everything in my power and all my adult control to not buy Bengals tickets to the Super Bowl this year.
Mm-hmm.
The main reason I didn't is because $4,000 was like sitting like in a blimp in the sky to where you couldn't even see the field. Like, that's how high it was.
$4,000, you could sit there and wish that you had just decided to watch it on your TV and get more angles.
Exactly. So maybe I strike it rich one day. Like I could actually be down.
Here we go.
We'll see.
Let's see.
All right. Last second call. Are you gonna stick with Travon Walker?
Yeah, Travon Walker.
There it is.
Yeah. Trent Baalke.
1 for 1.
Same old Trent Baalke. Now, honestly, when I do this every year, like 1, 2, 3, I'm good. I'm good. Hold on, I have a comment on my Facebook. You think Bobby Boucher Jr. would go in the first round? Definitely. He's number 1 on my board.
That's got to be wild because like halfway through like this college season, I don't even think Travon Walker is being talked about.
Is that Baalke? Am I spelling his name right? Am I doing good journalism?
I think there's 2 Ks, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see.
All right, so look, it's a position of need.
2 A's.
Oh, 2 A's, 1 K?
2 A's, 1 K.
There we go. Look, it's a big position. You're betting on talent, which is what Baalke always does.
Right.
All right, so here we go. For number 2,
if it's anyone other than Aiden Hutchinson,
Hutch.
There's no way. Like
1 for 1.
I personally like. This is partially because I despise the team up north, but there were too many games for me that Aiden Hutchinson wasn't a factor.
Yeah,
he had some big games that were important that had national coverage. Mm-hmm. That he was a huge factor.
Well, so I don't know that there are any Hall of Famers in this class.
No. But pick is in.
They're like, so I remember that was it last year? They were like hugging and bugging. Where's the camera in the room right now? Because they should be going nuts. They should be like, yes. Like Trent Baalke is currently receiving like a year's supply of whatever beverage he chooses.
Yeah. Because it's too much of a no-brainer. Not only like their fans are gonna love it because that. Well, maybe the Michigan State fans that are also Lions fans might not love it. But
he was in a car accident running into 2 parked cars in Houston, somehow emerged unscathed, no injuries, no citations, but a scare for sure.
Wow.
Oh.
So we've got Travon Walker will at least.
Travon Walker. Okay, so the report we just heard is Travon Walker was involved in an accident. Thankfully, no one was hurt, no one was harmed. But this is sports, so if a guy scratches himself on Twitter, then someone's gonna report it.
Yeah.
There's no way this is not Aiden Hutchinson. There's no way this is not Aiden Hutchinson. Like they had that written in the card and they were just sitting there like this for the previous 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean it's too perfect even just from like a ticket sales, a jersey sales, a marketing standpoint. Like it's like that's gonna be the easiest thing for them. And you and I've talked about quarterbacks early, like with this.
There was a part of me like that. So hold on. Okay, it's not. We don't have an announcer. Is this Willis?
I don't think there's any way it would be. Uh, I think they're going to take a quarterback later in the draft to potentially sit behind Goff for a year.
Got to be Hutchinson.
With the second pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Aiden Hutchinson.
There it
There we
is.
go.
There it is. So, for this craziest draft ever, I'm 2 for 2 on my mock.
Right?
All right. But this isn't this next pick is where things get crazy.
Yeah, because is it Sauce? Is it Stingley? Do they go O-line? Because the funniest part about doing mock drafts this year was going on PFF and where it said team needs under the Houston
Oh,
Texans, it said everything. it didn't say. I mean,
Stingley, is that right?
yeah. It not only it didn't say like every position. It literally said the words every position.
Yeah. Said
Which
every.
is, yeah, that's just sad and hilarious to me. But they have a ton of pick. Like Houston has pick 3, pick 13. They have a really good shot at building some foundation this year. So the question is it Stingley, is it Sauce, or do they go with like an O-line type guy to build their O-line?
So I might have mocked in my mock where I'm like, this is what they should do. I sprint to the podium and I take Icky.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially if I'm trying to build around a quarterback who wasn't like a pedigree guy
He's got a big neck though.
Yeah.
He's got the greatest neck in football.
Yeah. So what was that? Cox? The guy who had like the old school like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Davis Mills has got the neck of a giraffe. It's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be Stingley. I think I picked Sauce in my what I think they'll do.
Do you think do you feel comfortable like they go corner? Because I think if they go corner, they go Stingley.
See, the way that I view this is they're gonna go corner if they think there's a big gap between the three top guys, which are Stingley, Sauce, and McDuffie. Because McDuffie is a guy that I really like. Stingley's a guy I like, and Sauce is a guy I really like. Maybe they think all three of them are relatively the same.
Yeah.
And think they could get one at 13. Because if they think that's the case, then hey, maybe they go
in corner. If they don't go, I think they go corner or lineman.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think it depends on because we know the linemen have a tight group, but again, the linemen aren't going to fall to 13.
And that's where I think Icky could be the right choice because I don't think that there's a chance that maybe Cross, maybe. But I think there's a good chance that the top offensive lineman on the board at that time would be like Trevor Penning or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think if they're looking at it from a perspective of we got to get the guy we won't have a chance to have a similar player at 13, that could be it.
Yeah.
Be interesting. I've also been seeing a lot of talk.
Pick is in.
There we go. I've also been seeing a lot of talk of them going wide receiver at 13 as well.
Well, see, I think they let go of corner, and what they should do is let go of corner and go lineman receiver because you're building around Davis Mills.
Yeah.
So give him support. But I don't think Houston is an organization that makes any sense.
No, they don't.
So when I'm thinking about what are they going to do, I'm like, what would make the least sense?
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying drafting a corner number 3 overall, even if it's Sauce. I don't necessarily think that is a bad pick in and of itself.
Right.
But what are you trying to build, and what are you trying to sell tickets for? And I almost think if they go Stingley or Sauce, I'm like, do they go quarterback at 13?
Yeah. Who knows?
But
and
even
a lot
if
of
you're gonna,
it,
yeah,
a lot of it is like how much control is this front office giving Lovey?
Mhm.
because
Oh,
you know
none.
Lovey signed a 1-year deal to be coached with him. If I'm not
Lovey
mistaken.
Lovey is there long enough for people to accept. What's that quarterback's name? Is it McCown? McCown,
Yeah, Josh McCown. Right?
Yeah, Lovey. Like, look, I think Lovey deserves a real shot. He's a great coach. But the Houston Texans are just adamant that Josh McCown deserves a shot.
Yeah.
And what's weird though is you bring him in, let him be in your staff, let him work his way in, and then give him the job. But there's a rush that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like maybe he is. Like I don't know. Like but you know what's crazy is we're talking about giving Josh McCown a shot, and Byron Leftwich can't get a job. Now I've heard something. Eric Bieniemy, I've heard things that have some explanation. Let's watch the pick.
With the
3
third pick in the 2022 NFL Draft,
for 3.
There we go.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley Jr. Ooh.
They take high talent guy.
If
I
he
don't
stays healthy, man, if he
like
stays healthy,
Stingley.
if he stays healthy, I think it's a good call.
Whatever. He could be great.
Yeah.
But I personally don't think so. I'm typing these things I'm saying. I believe Tate. Jets sprint to the podium. I'm so excited I can't type right. And get sauce. Please, Goodell, give Rich Eisen the card. I'm 3 for 3. I don't remember what I was last year, but I don't have a lot of runs like this when I do my mocks.
The big question with this pick is there's the rumors that they're going to like move away from Mekhi Becton.
Mm-hmm.
Their tackle that they have. So that is the interesting thing is like, are the Jets actually moving away from Becton? And if they are, then it's icky time. If they're not, I don't know. Saleh is. I mean, you know Saleh more than I do. Saleh is such a defensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's got to be Sauce.
You want to know something, though? I know Saleh. And, look, I want Stingley to go to the Jets. I'm not Stingley. I want Sauce to go to the Jets. But Saleh doesn't put value on corners.
Yeah.
Saleh's like edge rushers.
Could it be a Kayvon Thibodeau?
I would not be shocked because the philosophy of that 49ers defense, that 49ers lineage, they think I can put a wet paper towel back there if I have Ferraris on my line.
Yeah.
And I if they think if they have I'm rooting for Sauce. I think it'll be Sauce, but I'm not gonna. The only thing I will do if they take Thibodeau or even that guy out of Florida State, don't sleep on that guy out of Florida State. Even if they take one of those two guys, I'll be like Saleh. Saleh wants pass rushers.
Yeah.
Saleh wants like 75 pass rushers.
The crazy thing about the kid from Florida State, Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah, Jermaine Johnson.
He could go with this pick.
Mm-hmm.
He could go in the second round.
Yep.
Like there is no telling with that guy.
No consistency
because he shot up boards out of nowhere. So he's one of those ones that is going to be just a wild card. Because when I was doing my mocks, I just kept. I didn't see him being the pick quite a few times. He
I
fell
really
pretty
keep
far.
seeing. I think he falls down to Philly if they want him.
Yeah, I think that might have been who I picked.
I think right now, because we're still at 3:30 to go on the clock, and I think there's a fight. I think there's an actual argument going on right now.
Yeah, but in the front office is definitely arguing over what do we do here. But are we going Thibodeau? Are we going Sauce? Are we going O-line?
I see Thibodeau and Stingley in the same vein.
Mm-hmm.
you see like a little bit of tape, but that's when I look at tape, I'm looking at the whole. So when I watch Hutchinson, he's always pressuring the quarterback. Maybe he doesn't get sacks, maybe he vanishes statistically, but they're doubling him. They're accounting for him.
Yeah.
He makes you recognize him. And I didn't see it with Stingley at the corner position. I don't think Thibodeau, which is why I think if it's an edge rusher, Jermaine Johnson was more impactful and has more of the traits that Saleh likes. And maybe they don't take a receiver at 10 because there are a billion of them and you don't need a first round grade. Like Saleh's like, why do I need a receiver at 10? They took Debo in like number 30 something.
Yeah.
Like they're there. We might get Arkansas kid at 30 something. And then what are we doing?
Pick is in.
So the pick is in. I already typed it. I'm going with Sauce. This should be easy.
Yeah.
I go with Sauce because I know Sauce will deliver. But Saleh likes them pass rushers. Is that hey, come on in. It's my boys. It's my boys. Come on in, boys. Oh, this one's gonna watch my back, please. All right, thank you. This is my oldest. His name is Oldest.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you.
I love you
That hair's
too.
a lot longer than the last time I saw a picture.
Oh yeah, he's going. He's.
Mine was that long once.
Yeah, so is mine. Actually, you're almost longer than my hair.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
my hair's been longer than yours.
Yeah. Nah, not longer than ever, but your hair's getting there. So
Yeah.
he watches Attack on Titan, and he saw Aaron Yeager, and that's what he's going
Yeah,
for,
Patsy.
and he carries it well. There's my other son. This is the guy.
Hello, Josh.
This is the guy I think. This is the guy I think has the build, but he's got the heart of a
How you doing?
puppy dog,
Good.
and you need a different kind of heart if you're gonna play sports.
Yeah.
We're on live TV, just so you know. But you're
we went on your live stream.
Oh, you did?
A little bit,
Ah,
yes.
cool.
We a little bit, yes.
on your live stream for
Did
like
you-
5 minutes to see what's going on.
Yeah, was it fun?
He's 3 for 3.
What's
so
up?
far.
I'm
It was
I'm
Three
killing
for
it.
three.
Hello, little dude.
It's interesting.
Hello, that's my youngest. I have 3. All right, and that's my beautiful wife.
What's your name again?
Right.
Oh, I'm totally
Ryan.
distracted
Nice
right
to
now.
meet you. How you doing?
You probably already know me.
Yes. It's been a little
My
bit.
dad.
Well, we are always talking. He always talks about you in
Yes.
the classroom. What's up, dude? I like
I
that.
remember coming in the classroom once. I don't think you were in there. Were you?
I was there for a little bit.
Ah, yeah. I probably didn't recognize you. But I do
I don't
now.
think you
because
were
since
there
you're
when I was
casual.
Yeah.
I don't think you were
Also
there when I was here.
Bengals.
When you were
I
there.
don't think
These
so.
picks are coming super fast.
They are, which bodes well for
Here we
it not
go.
being like midnight.
What's that?
Somebody's cosplay.
Yeah,
4
4 for 4.
4
Yeah.
for 4.
This is. I could not have live
He's
streamed
4 for
a better
4.
year.
He's
4
4
for
for 4
4.
so far.
All right. I don't know if I don't know if I've ever been 4 for 4 in like any stretch.
Black.
That's your Assassin's
And here I am. Here I am. Sauce is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. So I hereby name him Awesome Sauce.
That's
All right.
my delusional dream of him falling to pick 31 for the Bengals.
Yeah.
There's
Uh,
one way he falls to 31. If you render the guy on, because really the way this works is like we saw it happen with the Ravens a while back. Like someone just didn't get the card in on time,
Yeah,
and they just lose their pick.
yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
It is
It's
football
not far
Christmas.
behind
Who's next? Who's up now? It's number
Behind
4.
Pick 5 is a Giant.
Giants.
Giants are going
Giants
icky.
run to the
have to go
podium.
get icky.
For Icky.
Tom received his pants for his Assassin's Creed cosplay.
There you go.
Nice.
Cool. I'm 4 for 4.
Nice.
Keep it rolling.
It's not that far behind.
Yes. If you ever decide to be the Dread Pirate Lesson.
Do the Giants now? So Giants like them blue bloods. Do they go Evan Neal?
Kids.
They could.
They definitely go tackle.
I think they go tackle too. Well, so 2 of their biggest needs are tackle and edge.
Hold on a second. You talk to them. I'm gonna come over here for them.
Yeah, I don't think that The pick 6, the Panthers. I don't think the Panthers will ever take an edge rusher this draft. So I could see them taking a tackle here because there's a good chance that the Panthers take a tackle. So that's what I think is happening. I think that the Giants are going to take Ike Ekwonu, and then that'll leave the Panthers to either get Malik Willis or get a tackle. But yeah, I'm really upset that the Bengals aren't going to get Sauce because pairing him with Eli Apple and having a cornerback field of applesauce is would have been a dream.
Oh my God! As if I'm not jumping out of my skin enough. Here's Compton with Richard Sherman. I think can't wait for this chat. Welcome to Prime Time, delivered by Pizza Hut. Take it away, Melissa.
Rich Eisen, I know you are anxiously awaiting this one. All right. You are the newest. How does that sound to you?
Did someone just fart? Oh, it's Josh.
Coolest thing about this Sauce Gardner pick
Sorry about
is
your video.
yeah, all right. Coolest thing about the Sauce Gardner pick is there has never been a Bearcat picked in the first round,
This is not a good
and now he's picked number 4.
It's not like 100 people watching.
There's not any people watching.
0 actually.
0. But we're having a blast.
We watched it for a little bit, and then it froze. The car, I got the car. Oh,
Yeah, they said they watched for a few.
This is the first Bearcat ever drafted in the first round.
Really?
Yep. Go from none to 4th.
They're gonna have 2 in the first round,
Yeah, they're gonna have.
I believe.
Yeah, I believe so too. And shoot, they could.
Love you,
They could
Dad.
have a lot.
You want something to drink?
What do you got?
I got Gatorade, Pepsi.
We have ice water.
I'll do Gatorade.
Okay. Do you want a glass with some ice water, or
We have
you're just
some,
gonna
yes.
chug up in the bottle?
I always forget to put stuff in the fridge anyway, so
Okay.
saving the fishes.
If you guys could
Saving the
see,
turtles.
Turtles.
It's the turtles.
It's the turtles. We say.
That's right. Turtles. If anyone was a kid in the 80s or 90s, we all saw them.
So while you were gone, I was talking about. I think I'm trying to think logically with this pick.
Mhm.
The Panthers are either going Willis or they're going offensive tackle. They're not going to take an edge. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the Giants can be comfortable that Thibodeau would still be there at their pick number 7.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go with Icky here.
All right.
I was gonna lock the door and keep you in. I'm like, I'm gonna lock the door.
It's all right. I think I can find my way out.
I love you, wife. I said I love you, wife. I love you.
Was that a question? One of your boys said question mark.
Yeah. I misstepped when I came home today. My mind's always like, okay, get things together so we can do things together.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to stop doing things. And yeah.
Yeah. Today I was my daughter's sous chef for dinner
Yeah.
because it was career day, so she was being a chef in a little apron. And yeah, so I ended up. She wanted to cook when she got home. She was talking about being a chef all day, and so her big meal was spaghetti. But it was the best spaghetti we've ever had.
She's like younger than 10.
She's 5.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't touch everything.
I can't cook spaghetti now. Here we go. Congratulations, by the way, Rich Eisen. I'm sorry you didn't get to make the pick, but I know how happy you are. You're keeping it cool.
I'm joined by Stan Prince, a lifelong Giants fan and Make-A-Wish kid.
There we go.
Yeah, I saw his story earlier today. It's just pretty cool. And when they told him he was going to make the pick.
I've been like, no, I don't want to announce the pick. I want to make the pick.
Yeah. Yeah. No. You misunderstood. I didn't want to go on stage. I wanted to choose who we pick.
You can't do worse than you, the Giants. I mean, you picked Judge. So. Too soon?
Comes true. We hope this wish will be a turning point for Sam as he looks forward to being a sports broadcaster in the future. Okay, Sam, time to get your way through.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, Mr. Goodell. With the 5th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select Kayvon Thibodeau.
Whoa!
Thibodeau,
I
okay.
did not. So I thought he would have been there at 7.
Yeah, I thought they would end up with him at 7.
Yeah.
But all right.
I thought he would have been there at 7. I really did.
That's a pretty flat jacket he's got on.
What
now.
that means is they think they're going to get a lineman. They think they'll get a lineman.
I think they think Carolina's
Later?
going quarterback, so then they can still get their top pick.
They might get both. Look, what's weird though is the Carolina wasn't going to take. They weren't going to take both.
Yeah.
I'll reassess it if I'm right. But I'm currently, hold on. I think this is big. Do the Panthers take a QB? I don't know that they take Willis if they do.
I don't.
I
There's
think
rumors
they
they could be
take.
picking.
I think they take. Yeah, there are rumors. Their favorite tackle. Really, I think they want to trade down in the worst way.
Yeah.
But if they stick and pick, I think they take their favorite tackle. I think they take Icky.
That's a big dude.
This happens sometimes when I'm doing mocks, though. Like I just keep it. Okay, this will be Icky.
So cool.
This will be Icky.
Yeah. That's my favorite part of the draft so far.
Yeah.
That kid.
That guy. Go.
Yeah. That is awesome.
I'm currently 4 for 5, but I could be back. If I'm right, I knew they were going to get Thibodeau lineman, and I thought they were going to get Thibodeau Icky. But if they get Thibodeau Icky in either permutation, I'm still going to take credit for that.
Yeah, this could be huge because this could if Thibodeau has success, it could be the first legitimate defensive lineman, impact defensive lineman they've had since Strahan.
Yeah.
But he's explosive. Again, upfield, then he sets that up. He's going to hit you with an up and under. Once you overcommit to counter that speed, you open up inside, he's going to take it. Here he is at the point of attack.
I'll be interested to see how they use him. If they're using him by a legit edge, or is it going to be like an
outside linebacker?
Off the line outside linebacker?
Wow. Well, I mean, who's their new coach?
Brian Daboll.
No, he's going to be a hand on the ground guy.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Meanwhile, the Panthers have less than 3.5 minutes to go.
All right. I think they're gonna go O-line.
This is so 2 was a pressure point, but they picked so quick. It got pretty easy. This is the next big pressure point where you're like, okay, hold on. Is this where a quarterback goes? I'll tell you right now, when one quarterback goes, 2 more are coming.
Yeah.
The people will freak out and go get a quarterback.
It's either gonna be this is a quarterback, and then the Falcons are like, I need a quarterback.
Yep.
Get a quarterback, and then the Seahawks need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna be nobody until 16 with the Saints, or 20 with the Steelers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a bust. I like my Oregon guys. I do. I think Oregon is an underrated program. I don't buy him. I'm documenting this. So if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I'm not rooting against him. Every time I see a guy, big height, weight, speed guy who doesn't really perform what he should, has all the physical tools you need, but doesn't really perform where he should, I don't come on, who's that other guy? The guy that got taken number 1 defensive end, couple flashes, but never what a number 1 pick should have been. Come on, what was his name? This is why I need a chat.
Yeah.
Come on, you know who I'm talking about. He went to Seattle for a year. Was he a North Carolina guy? All I know is every year someone gets impressed by height, weight, speed with no production and no effort, and they come in and it never works, or at least I've never seen it work.
The pick is in. They're at a commercial right now. I thought this took like there was only 1 minute left when they got the pick in.
They were trying to trade.
I'm assuming they were trying to trade, which makes me think that it's not a quarterback.
Actually, I'm on the other side of that. I think they wanted to trade down to take a quarterback.
Okay.
And they're like, cool, well, we have to pick, but we don't want to miss out on our quarterback. I think the length that it went to, because they couldn't trade down, it depends on if they really believe in the guy.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing if they're like, if we can trade down and get him at a more reasonable price, then cool.
Yeah.
So the question is, we're going to get this guy. And if we can trade down and get him for better value, sure. But if we can't, then we'll take him. And I think that's what happened. I think this is Willis. I mean, I posted it there. I'd rather be right about Icky, but that weight.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Icky. I was talking with our coworker, who is a diehard Panthers fan today, and he was like, he said he's of the mindset that it's got to be O-line. So we'll see. Because if it was, his impression was that if you went quarterback and your team wasn't much better this year, then the coach is being fired. But if you went O-line and said, hey, I don't like any of the guys this year, let me go O-line this year, we're probably gonna suck. But we'll build a better line for when we get the guy next year.
So here's a real thought: if they go Icky, they're trading for Garoppolo or Baker. If they don't go quarterback, they're gonna get Garoppolo or Baker, because one thing I know, this guy doesn't get a mulligan year. That coach, he does not get a mulligan year. It's funny. I know these names, and now
Matt
I'm
Rule.
on Matt Rule.
Yeah.
I know these names, and then I put myself on camera, and I don't know anything anymore.
I think it's gonna be interesting because
coat for you.
Oh, my God.
I'm not sure that Baker gets traded.
Huh?
I'm not sure that Baker gets traded. I think
no one is
the
rooting
league's
for
gonna
Icky
make
more
him-
than Baker right now.
Yeah, I think the league is going to end up somewhat collectively punishing the Browns. I mean, like, no, you can eat that salary or release him.
Well, even if they release him, that's the beauty of Baker's position.
Yeah.
Baker's getting like what, $18 million?
Yep, $18 million guaranteed.
If they cut him, he still gets $18 million.
Yeah.
So he's paid. It's guaranteed money. So if I'm right and it's Icky, Baker or Jimmy is going to Carolina.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
There it is.
I am still kind of shocked that, like, not shocked, but the fact that Javon Walker went number one.
I'm not because bulky.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have gone number one, but I know bulky.
Yeah, I think I had him going like number 12 or number 13 in my mock.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. There it is. There's Icky. So now, but the Giants, they still get Neal. They're back, right? The Giants?
Yeah, so they would get their options are they've got Evan Neal. Maybe they like Charles Cross more.
I really wondered if they take a QB, but I think this means they trade for Baker or Jimmy. And I've seen a lot of permutations where they trade that number 4, like a 4, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and they get Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
And that might work out. Baker, I don't know what they're going to get. What they're, where the Browns are going to dig in their heels.
You know who's a sneaky pick, I think, for this Giants? Kyle Hamilton.
It wouldn't shock me. Look, Hamilton is the best athlete not named Sauce.
Yeah, and I'm also Jordan Davis is a guy that I'm also like I'm higher on than a lot of people, and I think part of it is being hopeful that I don't want him to go to the Baltimore Ravens. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Jordan Davis go much higher. I don't think it's going to be 7. I think he could go as early as 8 though, because the Falcons need some D line.
You know, every year I get a chuckle out of it because every year you talk to all the experts and you talk to all the guys, and they're like, "Oh, we don't pay that much attention to the draft, to the combine.
Yeah.
That's where compound and the pro days. That's where we confirm." And then one of these cats comes in and blows that combine out the water, and I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Now tell me you still have a 3rd round grade. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you don't. That's why my boy Zay McCollum, like McCollum, like I hope you see this one day. I had you as my number 2 corner on this draft.
And
it
that
was
in,
Sauce
like,
and then
December.
you. And that was in December. That's what I think of you. So you need to go to San Fran and prove all of us right. You, me, everyone. I don't you're going to get underpaid, and then you're going to be the highest paid corner or in the top 3. So I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of a booby trap.
I honestly hope that at 61 the Niners take Zay McCollum because I think he's worth it.
Do backflips.
I think he's worth the pick.
All right.
Yeah, that is really cool because he's from NC State.
Yeah, he's an NC State guy. I'm also checking back and forth with Rappaport's Twitter page. So I think the Giants are pretty happy, though. I think they were like, we know we're going to get one of them. It's weird, though, because I think that me personally, I think they had Neal higher.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe someone might want to trade up for Thibodeau, and they want to.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Neal. The crazy thing is, there are people that believe that Thibodeau and Neal were 1 and 2 on the big board.
Yeah.
Like for the whole big board.
Yeah.
And if the Giants felt that way too, like their front office is.
This is one of those rare years where those 2 picks in a row do real good.
Yeah.
But got to throw it out there. The picks in. Do they take Williams?
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be Neal. I really do.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
It did come out today that they declined the 5th-year option for Daniel Jones. So I think in reality for them, what they're likely doing is they're gonna get the offensive line. If Daniel Jones balls out, great, good for them. If he doesn't, that means they had a really bad year, and they're in position to go get like C.J. Stroud next year.
Yeah.
Or the kid from Alabama, who I always forget.
Yeah, I forgot his name the minute you said kid from Alabama. That's how I identify them. Like I'm very Mike Singletary in that. I'm like the Alabama kid, Brigham Young. Yeah, that's how I know them. Even then, like that guy is bugging me crazy because it wasn't Mario Williams, but it was
Jadeveon
Clowney.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy. See, we eventually answer these questions. We're the experts. Not really. We're just 2 points.
In the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Evan Neal.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. This is already my most the craziest draft, my most accurate year. I do this every year.
Well, I think the reason you're having success and is because when you don't have quarterbacks to muddy up the water,
yeah,
it kind of makes things
it makes
a little
more
clear.
sense. I think this is the sanest draft in the year.
Yeah,
it would have been insane if the quarterback started flying off the board.
Yeah, because that's the thing is if these quarterbacks that nobody thinks is that great go super high, then all of a sudden you're like, what is happening? All these great players are dropping on the board. Then all of a sudden everybody's like, let me trade up.
Who's 8?
That's the Falcons. Is the Falcons, yeah. Yeah.
They could go so many ways.
Yeah.
Do they take the other lineman? Do they take a
I
receiver?
think they go Jameson Williams.
Who did I mock? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Who did I mock? I gotta look at my mock.
Let's see. I had
That's from you.
Jordan Davis here actually.
You had Jordan. Yeah, wow, that would be high. That would
Yeah.
be. I better hurry up. I don't remember who I had mocked. Let me go to my Facebook page up here. I don't remember because every mock draft I've done, I've been like, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I had Jordan Davis in both my what I think they will do and what I think they should do. Because I mean, I'm really high on Jordan Davis.
I am also high on Jordan Davis, but I don't know that he flies that high. I had them taking Williams.
Do they? No, I don't know if they. I don't think safety's a real big position for them. I really think Kyle Hamilton's fallen to the Washington Commanders, the Washington Commies.
I had them taking them both times. I think they go Williams.
Yep.
What? 6 out of 7? Yeah. I'll take it.
4 minutes, 57 seconds.
It's on It's on the record. I am 6 for 7.
Look at that box jump. That Evan Neal. Like I saw that and I was like, top 10 pick.
Yeah. That's explosion with a brace.
That's a very, very large man jumping up like that.
Yeah.
That's like if I sat on your shoulders and then jumped up there. Like that's the size of Evan Neal. Because he's like 6'7" or 6'8".
Yeah. See, here's the thing again. So like I remember when Jamarcus Russell threw that 70-yard pass from his knees.
Yeah.
And I was like listening to the footage, and Steve Young was like off to the side. He's like, yeah, but I don't need you to throw from your knees. I need you to be accurate. Like it was like in lockstep. He was just like everyone else just lost their mind, and the Raiders were geniuses. I don't want Evan. If Evan Neal is leaping, then something horrible has happened.
Yeah.
And I know that you do those things to show explosion.
Yeah.
But I look, his tape is sexier than that jump, in my opinion, because I'm more impressed with like shoving guys aside. Pick is in.
Now, see, the question is, would they pass on Jameson Williams because their fans are all Georgia fans? And
do they take Pickens?
No, I would say not. I could see Garrett Wilson as the other one I've seen mocked to them.
Are we confident they go wide receiver? Are we like position? We're correct.
I feel like it's Williams. I feel like it has to be Williams. Again, I think they should go. D-line with Jordan Davis. Who knows? They got Marcus Mariota on a 1-year deal. Could they go?
Honestly, I think they should go offensive line. But even when I think they should draft. I think look, I personally don't believe in taking wide receivers in round 1 at all.
Yeah.
So I'll take almost anything unless it. The only time I take a wide receiver in round 1 is if I'm willing to go to my owner and be like, he's the next Jerry Rice. And then if he's not, I'm fired anyway. Yeah. But no one ever gets fired for drafting a lineman who's pretty good. No one gets fired for drafting a defensive lineman who was all right.
Yeah.
But you whip on wide receiver, you whip on quarterback, you're fired.
Yeah, those big value picks taking a position that's not as much value.
You know? And there's just so many wide receivers. Like all the best wide receivers, like Hopkins is the only first rounder. Wide receiver.
All right. Well, we got the right wide receiver wrong.
Right position, wrong guy.
That kind of does make sense because he's the bigger body guy. He's the guy that is got a lot more like stability to him, and that makes sense. That is awesome.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So what? 9? Who's 9?
Seahawks.
Seahawks. Who do they take?
To me, it's
Do they take a
Charles
quarterback?
Cross, Trent McDuffie, or Willis.
I think they go Trent. I'm what? Now I'm 6 out of 8.
The reason I think they go Malik Willis here is because Pete Carroll's like 147 years old.
Yeah, he doesn't want to groom a quarterback.
That's the thing. Who else does he have?
He can almost take like
Drew Lock?
he might have more confidence in Locke because at least he knows what Locke can do.
Yeah, my thought is with Pete Carroll is like Pete Carroll's like, you know what, I'm gonna swing for the fences on this Malik Willis kid if he gets there, or Kenny Pickett, or whoever they want. They're
Because
gonna
like, really, you gonna fire me? I'm 70.
Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna be. Is he's gonna take a quarterback if it doesn't work out? All right, well I retire.
Yeah, but I don't think he does. I think they take the Ole Miss kid in the 2nd round.
Yeah, and again, as a Bengals fan, who is realistic and understands that my top corners and interior defensive line are probably not going to be there. My hope is that they get to that.
You need
pick.
that quarterback run to happen.
I need the quarterback run because I need the Seahawks to pass on the quarterback here. I need a quarterback run in the middle of the draft, and then the Seahawks are like, "Hey, Cincinnati, we want to move up. Let me give you some mid-round picks." And
yeah.
540 degrees, huh?
That wasn't 540. That was barely 360.
that was in no world.
That
Was that 540? That was like a 180.
Yeah, like he only spun once.
Yeah.
Like you're not watching this, but he spun one time. That's 360. That's a circle. It's an impressive circle, and we see his athleticism. I think Drake London. I probably have him number 1 on my wide receiver board.
So the thing about him is he had young breakout age and college production are like really good metrics. Not only did he break out at a young age, he had really good college production, and he never had good quarterback play.
Yeah.
He had really good college production with honestly a pretty bad USC team for his whole time. So yeah, we'll see.
Now the argument is like, what is it, Pac-12? Is that what they are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pac-12. You're not scaring me at wide receiver.
They compare him to Larry Fitzgerald. If he's a quarter of what Larry Fitzgerald was, they'll be happy with that pick.
Yeah, like that would be worth a 1st-round pick. I don't know. Now again, if this clock keeps on moving, now I'm back to okay. They're trying to trade down to get their quarterback at a better value, and if they can't, they'll take their quarterback. Like every one of these teams, from now to 15, these are guys who are like holding off, and they're trying to get more value and more product.
So let me ask you. This is something I like to do. Is this is a team in your favorite team's division.
Yeah.
Who's the guy you don't want them to be able to draft with? Like, who's the guy you don't want them picking because you don't want to have to deal with him?
Oh, I don't want them taking one of them linemen because I need to sack those quarterbacks. I want that Swiss cheese line to remain. I don't want them to take Cross. I don't want them to take who's that other guy? Is Cross the only one left?
Cross. There's Linderbaum. He is he's the center though.
I don't want them to take Cross. Although I'm not so.
There's still Jermaine Johnson, but he's a defensive end.
I honestly,
Trevor Penning.
Draft a defensive lineman. I got the best tackle in the NFL.
Yeah.
But if they draft a lineman, they start running the ball. They start really doing well. They're the guy. Like honestly, like the guy I want them to pick Willis. I don't want Willis to fail, but Willis is not like his best case scenario is somewhere he can go and sit and grow and develop. And you can't just have Russell Wilson and then draft another guy. And be like, we'll do with him. Like Russell Wilson didn't just show up and then the coaches made him great. That young man was a worker. That young man, he put his. I can call him a young man because I saw him get drafted when I was a man his age now. The pick is in. What was the time code? Like how long?
There was about 3 minutes left.
3 minutes left. Okay, so this is not a quarterback.
Yeah, again, as a Bengals fan, I'm just hoping that Malik Willis is gone by pick 20, which is when the Steelers go. Because if any quarterback's going to have success, then they would have it at the Steelers. The Steelers that's their thing is like their organization has just had success with everyone.
Yeah, the Steelers and the Ravens, they know how to draft. It's just
what's funny is I was just mentioning about the quarterbacks and how that would like if a quarterback went here, that would be a big deal for like my chances of getting a trade like I want at pick 31. And one of my friends I follow on Twitter, his status, Seattle's pick will be very impactful on what pick 31 is worth in a trade.
Yeah. Yeah. There were so many big trades. We're about to get to 10. Now, again, I'm super stoked because I've heard nothing about a Debo trade.
Yeah.
But honestly,
well, and the good thing for you in terms of because like you don't want Debo gone, you want Debo on the team.
Yeah.
There's only been one wide receiver picked, and the Jets are about to be on the board.
Yeah.
If they want a wide receiver, why would they trade pick 10 and pay all that money for Debo when they can simply just draft Garrett Wilson, draft Jameson Williams is still on the board?
Yep. Now, again, Debo's 1-1, which is why I love him. I don't really know what's going on with Debo, and I think he y'all need to be reasonable with athletes who are paid to play a sport. Stop burning jerseys. Stop sending death threats. Like, you can't cheer for a guy on Sunday and then send him a death threat, like, in his life. I don't know. Like,
I did get death threats when I transferred stores when I worked at Joe's Fay Bank. Some of my loyal customers were pretty upset with me.
But Artie Sparks has to do his best for Artie Sparks.
Charles Cross.
I hate when. Yeah, I was hoping against hope.
All right.
Is that hoping? Am I doing that right? All right. The Jets are up. Please don't trade for Debo. Take Wilson. So what? Now I'm 6 for 10. No, 6 for 9.
Yeah.
Seven for 9 position. I do take a little bit like, okay, I had the position right, because that's a thing.
I'm honestly wondering like where is quarterback in it? Where like this might be. I wonder what the latest like the first quarterback has come off the board.
E.J. Manuel for the Bills.
What's that? That was 16. That was pick 16.
What's that, 16?
Yeah, that was pick 16.
No, Gino. No, did they go the same year?
Yeah.
Okay, then it was that. I think EJ was the lowest quarterback taken in the first round.
What's the latest?
Lock to lock it. Get ready. Nice. Okay. All right. This is a big time football intelligence player. Staying attached. I write on my page OTG if you're on the ground, and I keep getting those little check marks next to it. This dude's never on the ground. You don't even write that on your paper. Outstanding balance. Here he is again, just staying connected. His ability to react to counter.
All right, so actually,
And show the ability
25 NFL drafts ago, back in 2020, so like 25 years from before. Oh no, this is 20, so
Was
this
that
was
Whedon?
97. Looks like 1997.
Oh, no, that's
There were none taken in the first round.
okay. Yeah, that was right about when I first started. That was right about when I first started kind of tracking those things. I don't get it. Like you cut to these scenes in the draft room, and they're like you made the pick. Like what?
Yeah,
Who are you applauding?
that was 96.
Set to make the number 10 overall pick.
Here we go.
It's noteworthy. My understanding is that this was the pick they offered in a package for Deebo Samuel. It was the number 10 overall selection, and then a pick swap later. That trade obviously did not materialize. By tonight, the Jets now set to pick.
Not expected.
Huh. It was pick number 42. That's what it was that year, 96. Pick number 42, Tony Banks with the then St. Louis Rams. That is wild. That is so far down.
I've never wanted to see the pick is in more than I want to see it right now.
So they got Sauce.
Yes! Yeah! The pick is in! Oh!
I think it's Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I think so too. Might be Williams.
It might be Williams. I think it's got to be.
I think it's Wilson.
It's got to be wide receiver. I think it's Garrett Wilson.
I mocked London. That would have been easy.
Yeah.
I'm not as high on Williams because I'm not impressed by speed. Tyreek Hill, what was he, a 5th rounder?
Something like that.
Yeah, I got the kid out of Memphis this year. Get him in like the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, depending on where I have him. Like, I don't.
Remember, the offensive line was still a consideration too until Charles Cross came off the board.
Yeah, I think if Charles Cross was there at pick 10, that's where the Jets would have gone.
Yeah, I think there is some reasoning. I think Sauce made it hard to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I don't think they expected Sauce to be there. I think they probably expected Sauce to be at number 3.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, crap.
I low key want to see a really good season from the Jets because I do love CJ Uzomah.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna go back to this Debo thing because Packers have 2 ones. I don't think the Debo thing is over yet.
In the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Garrett Wilson.
boom,
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson.
There you go. I was so happy to see the pick is in. All right. Who's 11? Washington? I think Washington takes Hamilton. I'm what? 7 for 10, 8 for 10 position wise.
Yeah. The thing with this draft, the way it is playing out, again, from my perspective as a Bengals fan, not having a guy like Stingley fall, which is what, there was some rumors that Stingley would fall, tells me that I think McDuffie is going to end up going earlier. I think there's a good chance I can see McDuffie going like number 12 to the Vikings, who desperately need a corner.
Yeah, they'll take him.
So I could see. I think when it gets to our pick, which corner is a big need of ours, I think we could get to 31, and the best corner on the board is Kyler Gordon. Who's like a
Yeah.
45 range is what most people are
Honestly,
saying.
you could do worse than being like, I'm gonna take that corner out of Washington.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be upset with it, but I think I think if not a lot of quarterbacks or only, let's say the only quarterback taken is Malik Willis to Pittsburgh at 20. Then I think there's going to be a team that wants to move up for pick 31.
And now, just to me, like really, the tickets I want is I now want to go to a Jets practice.
Yes.
And watch Sauce go against Wilson.
Yes.
And we're talking about iron sharpening iron.
He goes up and gets it in a huge win in a 50-50 situation. Melissa, this guy is a player, and the Jets got themselves.
That guy that he just beat in that
Is that Hill?
No, that's Vincent Gray,
Yeah.
who is like a 6th, 7th round guy.
Mm-hmm.
Trade Malik Willis at number 11. It's got to be like the Saints moved up. It has to be Malik, right?
No, they want the receiver. The run on receivers has happened.
You think they moved up for Jameson Williams?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Saints moved up for Williams. I do. I wouldn't be shocked to see Willis, right? But I think it's wideout. I think it's Williams. Still, what, 7 for 10?
Yeah.
8 for 10 positionally. Look, I get it. This is a risk. It's a risk. But Willis wasn't going like in front of them. Willis wasn't gonna go.
Well,
it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know. The question is, did Washington just get picks 16 and 19? Is that the question?
I think so.
Because if they did, that's a really good get for them because they're a team that needs they have needs.
Well, here's the interesting thing. It's not like Washington. Like I'm rooting for Carson Wentz. I hate it when a quarterback has like this great year and then everyone just poo-poos him.
Yeah.
But if I'm being real, like it's not like Washington has a Hall of Fame quarterback right now.
Yeah. Washington, like I root for Carson Wentz too. Like, you know, I was stationed up in North Dakota when he was playing up at NDSU, and the way that people in that state talked about him, it was like he had like people walking around throwing flowers as he was walking. You know, they loved him, and you know, I do want to see him do well because like he doesn't get enough credit for that year because of the Nick Foles thing.
They won a Super Bowl because of Wentz.
Yeah,
he got him to the dance.
I like Foles, but Foles would not have gotten them to the Super. Like they wouldn't. I don't know if they would have been a playoff.
What was that cartoon? Oh, I'm regular season Foles.
Yeah. Because this is interesting to me because I thought for sure they would be sitting there because they need a tackle desperately because Teron Armstead left.
Is there a tackle on the board?
No, Trevor Penning.
You wait for Penning.
Plus they need wide receiver because we don't know what's going on with Michael Thomas. I thought they could have got a guy like Kenny Pickett. Or Desmond
Whatever
Ritter.
Quarterback they wanted would have been there. They didn't need to trade up for this QB.
Yeah. So that's.
And even if they did, like who is 12? Who's 12?
12 is the Vikings. 13 is the Texans. 14 is the Ravens.
Yeah, like the guy was there, and the Ravens aren't trading with the Steelers.
Yeah.
So do the Steelers trade up to get? Did the Steelers trade up with the Vikings? Is that what they thought was going to happen? No, man, I think it's a receiver. Because there's no need to trade up for a quarterback.
Yeah, the sad part about this for me is I don't want the Ravens to get Jameson Williams, Trent McDuffie, or Jordan Davis. And the likelihood of one of them getting one of them is pretty high. I've been trolling Ravens fans because there's rumors that the Ravens are really high on Trevor Penning. They're going to take him at 14. I've been trolling their fans on Twitter relentlessly. Like, yo, congrats.
No, they only the Saints. So again, I did have the Saints taking Willis later.
Okay, so I think it's Willis now, and they're going to go get them an offensive lineman or a wide receiver at 19 now.
I just,
Was one of the picks that they got recently.
I don't know, man.
Which Philadelphia got
A third and a fourth, moving up for going back 5 spots.
And the third and fourth, there's so much value in the third and fourth round. this
Yeah.
year.
Carson Wentz on their team. How long will you connect all this? So that's the way that's all going. The Saints moved up for who?
Well, I think you look at the receiver run.
There we go.
1 and 8. We just saw Garrett Wilson go at 10, and I think when you look at some of these other teams,
And Williams is still there? Nah, they wanted Williams and they got him.
You might miss out if you sit where you are for the New Orleans Saints, and you make the move. And Terry McLaurin probably calling into the draft room a number of times. You've got to get me a running mate. Did you get me a running mate? We're about to run out of these guys. And by the way, there's another one from Ohio State out there. Go get it for me, please.
Yeah, sure. I mean, hopefully he will be available for them down at 16. But the Saints going at 11 right here, it could be interesting enough. It had to be somebody that they thought they needed to trade into the draft to go get.
That's 39 Ohio Sate players on their team. I didn't know.
Here we go. The commissioner of the NFL.
Did they get the other Ohio State? I think it's Williams.
Olave? That would be wild.
Up on the stage right now with a special announcement, it appears.
The NFL Draft is a time of optimism for all 32 teams and their fans. We've got a similar time 2 weeks from tonight when we announce the 2022 schedule on May 12th. This year's schedule will have a new twist, as our Thursday night game will be carried by new partner, Amazon Prime Video. Joining me are Chargers and Chiefs season ticket members.
If I could just find a way to watch Thursday night, Monday nights.
Also here,
Cable, you better start bringing my bill down, Cable. Because I'm running out of reasons to have you. Olave would make a lot of sense.
So, yeah, Tony Gonzalez is going to be part of the Prime Video broadcast team.
Yeah.
Los Angeles running back Austin Eckler. And I guess you can tell probably it's no surprise. The first game they're going to kick it off is going to be out in Arrowhead on Thursday night against the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you what, Austin,
I was wondering if they were going to announce one of the first games. So that's the first game that's been announced for the schedule this year.
Yeah, but that's week 2.
Yeah.
it doesn't get much better than this. It doesn't get much better than this. Thursday night football. You got 2 high-powered teams battling it out. It's going to be epic. It's going to be an amazing thing. Even if you don't realize
Every year, less and less. Like, I love first-round picks. But then I'm like, why? Every year, why? Why? And I'm looking at those guys. They were first-round picks.
Nope.
So we will see you there September 15th.
All right, so those guys
I'm just mad. Make the pick. That's a tweet. I don't need.
Yeah.
32. Here we go. Minnesota, an NFC North. I'm on an NFC North phone call.
That's got to be a quarterback.
You think?
Oh, the Lions traded up.
Teams inside the top 10. That's what I heard before.
I think the Lions just traded up. I think the Lions traded up for Willis.
In the 2022 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Chris Olave.
Hey!
Right position, wrong guy.
Yeah. The other thing to remember about the Jets too, they have Carl Lawson coming back this year.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite players on the Bengals. Yeah, I hated to see him get injured last year.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Am I right? Did the Lions trade up?
I'm not.
I think that's what I just heard.
The Lions are traded up to number 12. Yeah,
Oh,
that's got to be Malik, right? There's no way it's not Malik. Who else will they trade up for?
Pickett?
Maybe.
I don't think so. I think it's Willis to let him develop.
Honestly, this is fine. I don't think
It's
gotta be Willis.
7 for 11. 9 for 11 positionally.
Yeah, so it's got to be Willis, and that's good because, like I said, I didn't want the Steelers to get their hands.
The Steelers are living right. Well, they still get Pickett, but I don't.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I think they get Ritter. I think they take Ritter.
Do you?
Yeah. The only way I don't think they land with Ritter is if the Saints end up choosing him at 19. I was a little. I'm not gonna lie. As an Ohio State fan too, I'm pretty surprised to see Chris Olave go that high.
I'm not. Ohio State, like it. If I were to draft a wide receiver in the first round, it would not be an Alabama guy. It would, because look, when you hit on an Alabama guy, then yeah, it's you're crushing it.
Yeah.
But 12 and 46 for 32, 34, and 66.
So they got a first and.
So they still get one of them corners.
So they got a first, a second, and a third for
moving up half
early
around.
First and a second.
Yeah,
that's not too bad. See, that's gonna be good for the that's gonna be good for the Vikings because the Vikings have a lot of holes right now too.
Yeah, and you're still gonna.
Michael Thomas is happy too, so that's good things for the that's really good things for
and the Redskins still get Williams if they want him, or Hamilton.
Possible.
Lions take Hamilton. Wouldn't it be so great if Lions take Hamilton? They're not. They're taking.
I'm interested to see what the Texans do now because they're at pick 13. They definitely need wide receiver help as well. Do they take Williams?
Yeah, they might. Yeah.
And then the Ravens are an interesting one because they need defensive help because I don't know if people saw, but the Bengals put up 500 some yards on them last year.
I can't imagine at all why you would want to remind everybody of this.
So that was amazing as someone who was at that game. So it's gonna be interesting what they do. I feel like they go defense.
It means a lot. They trusted me, and I respect them for taking that chance on me, and they're gonna get everything I have.
What's crazy is the Ohio State receivers have been drafted twice already in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are worse than like the 3 top wide receivers at Ohio State right now.
Yeah, I know.
Like Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then Marvin Harrison Jr.
Like,
whew.
I'm just mad at him for not going to Syracuse.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Don't worry, Harrison Jr. I'm not going to hold it against you because I just want to see you be great. I just wish you were like, I don't know.
That is seeing that much of a that big of a jump in division is kind of odd.
Well, and this is a win-win. Now, here's the thing, though. Currently, it's a win-win. The Vikings are like, ha, you're going to take his quarterback. It's going to be a bust.
Yeah.
But if Willis comes in and lights them up, like, I can just imagine Willis like, and you let them have me.
Yeah.
So it depends.
If it is Willis and he ends up being like balling out and being great, yeah, Vikings fans are going to talk about this pick for however long Willis plays.
The Minnesota Vikings have traded the 12th pick to the Detroit Lions. With the 12th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jamison Williams.
What? Whoa! Wow! They love that kid. You should have
Wow.
known. He's in the right spot. But here, stop me if you heard this one. The Lions love a receiver in the first round.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. I think they got a better player, more sure player, but I'm shocked.
I can't believe they moved up that far for a wide receiver.
Well,
And
yeah,
I'm someone that's big on wide receivers.
yeah. So again, I'm not a guy who takes a receiver in the first round. So I wish the best for the young man. I hope he's I hope he's a Hall of Fame guy. What a confidence for Goff.
Yeah.
I bet Goff saw that trade and he's already like calling his agent.
And well, also this is another thing.
So who's 13?
You know what this killed though? This killed my trade up. This killed my trade up because now
No, it didn't.
no one's worried about people jumping in front of the Lions at 32.
I'm telling you, after 25, someone's staring down that other quarterback.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm telling you, every pick that's not a quarterback increases the odds that someone trades into the round for the quarterback. I'd be more afraid of the Chiefs, though, because the Chiefs are in front of you.
Yeah, they got 29 and 30.
Yep. I don't know. Who's number 13?
Number 13, that is
that Washington? Texans, did they take Hamilton? Did they take the pass rusher from Florida State? Did they take – what the heck did the Texans do?
That's pretty wild. So the Lions, who have a lot of needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they did have 32, 34, 66, 97. But now they got rid of 32, 34, and 66. So now they have 2 and 12. They don't pick again until 97, which is a third round. And
I thought they swapped twos.
Oh, yeah, they got 46. So they got 46 and 97. So they got a 2 and a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a 5 and 2 6s.
Yeah, but so again, it's all about whenever you trade it, like it's does he perform or not?
Yeah.
I don't have a clue.
I feel trade Eagles.
Oh, they trade. And the Eagles
Jordan Davis.
take
Jordan Davis.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the
because
one? No, they
Baltimore's
take.
next or Trent McDuffie. It's Jordan Davis or Trent McDuffie.
I think it's McDuffie. I'm 7 for 12, 8 for 12 positions.
Because the Eagles have to be targeting someone they think the Ravens are going to pick. Because why would they move up 2 spots?
Yeah, they're taking.
And so that's why I think it's Davis, because I think that is the guy that they has been rumored to.
I think it's McDuffie. Because why? You have more interior defensive lineman options. Like, what's the gap between Willis and that other guy?
There is a huge drop off though after the first round for interior defensive line.
Yeah, but see, you're not afraid both defensive. You're not afraid both those guys from Georgia go.
Yeah.
You're afraid that Horner goes.
Yeah, but I think Devontae Wyatt's dropping to the end of the first.
That would shock me.
Do you like single origin coffee for a game of chess? Me too. And don't you just feel like everything sounds warmer on vinyl? I do.
Pepper, oh no, they didn't. Papa John's just took all that pepperoni and hand stuffed it inside that garlic kiss crust. And this here ain't just any pepperoni. Oh no, that's Papa John's pepperoni, that signature recipe right there, delivers a kick of blended spices. Ow! Right to the kissing. Now that's an epic pepperoni stuffed crust pizza like no mountain.
Yeah, someone's tweeting about supposedly the Jets rejected a trade for Debo for the they wanted the 10th overall pick. Yeah, it says rumors Jets rejected a trade from the 49ers involving Debo Samuel for the 10th pick before taking Garrett Wilson.
I don't believe that rumor.
Yeah.
I think that I would reject that pick. And I'm still not like, again, I love Debo. But I gotta be honest, man. After Jerry Rice, there's a huge debate over who number 2 all time is. And they're all in there. They're all in there. And there was only one Jerry Rice. There will only ever be one Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
And maybe Debo is the next great. But more likely he's very, very, he may even be Hall of Fame, but I'm talking, you have Hall of Fame, and then there's Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
And there are many other Hall of Fame receivers. And they're not hard to find.
Someone said Jamar Chase and T. Higgins broke the draft. So everybody's trading up for wide
Everyone's
receivers.
taking wide receivers.
They're like, wait a second. The Bengals drafted a wide receiver at 5th overall and went from 5th overall to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't, but everyone falls for it. Everyone tries to, like, let's do what they did. And they're like, well, you can't take Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I don't think any of the guys in this draft class were Jamar Chase.
Honestly, on my list, that first Ohio State kid, Williams,
Wilson?
Wilson, he could have the same kind of success.
Yeah.
I got snacks everywhere, guy. You can walk in here and be like, I want this, I want this.
All right.
If you want something to eat, you come on in here and I promise we have it.
What's going on?
We're going to look at who a team traded over. The Eagles leapfrogged the Ravens.
Huh. They said that the Ravens pick is in now, too. Even though the Eagles pick hasn't been announced yet.
Potential replacement for Fletcher Cox.
All right.
Matt Miller was like, Ohio State has wide receiver 1 next year, too.
Yeah.
That Jackson Smith and Jigba that had like 290 yards in the bowl game.
So, look, it's either McDuffie and that defensive tackle.
Davis.
It's either McDuffie Davis or Davis McDuffie. Again, I'm going to get one of them. I know I'm going to get one of those two. I thought the Eagles would trade for Debo too. Kyle Hamilton to the Eagles. Probably he could. I think they want a DB. It's possible.
That would be interesting. Kyle Hamilton. I mean, the value's there.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the Eagles pick. And the Ravens are going to take the other one.
Yeah, I feel like it's either now my question is would the Ravens take Hamilton?
The Ravens always take the top guy on the board.
Yeah. I feel like McDuffie would be their top guy on the board though, especially considering, you're looking at the division that they play in with some of the the wide receivers.
There you go. You're right. Yep. No.
Oh
Look.
my God! I'm so happy. I'm so happy that gigantic mammoth of a man is not going to be on the Ravens. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I'm 7 for 13. This is more like me. I'm not mad, but I'm still 8 for 13 positionally. That's not bad. I will be shocked if I'm wrong about McDuffie, but I really, as we were talking, I'm like, look, they're going to do this or that, and the question was, who are the Eagles afraid they were going to take?
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, I am 100% convinced the pick.
Do the Eagles get both? Because the Ravens take.
Like I'm 100% convinced that Jordan Davis would have been the pick at 14. That guy is so large
and athletic.
Yeah.
Now, he's a little different because the production was always there.
Yeah.
I had him higher on my board. What is that all about?
Well, the outfit?
Yeah, the line. That kind of represents something.
He was walking down the street and somebody was painting. I'm like, oh, sorry, man. He's like, oh, too late. I can't get a change.
I'm just gonna make it a fashion statement. I'm going number 13. Don't worry, I'm okay.
Then I'll buy a new one next time. I can't see. The craziest thing is the picture of him next to Devontae Wyatt, because it looks like he's standing next to like a middle schooler. Wow. The crazy thing is him next to Fletcher Cox. That interior defensive line for the Eagles is going to be scary.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys are a playoff team this year.
Cowboys, you're currently like checking yourself off like, oh, we're gonna win the East. I don't think
I mean, Jalen Hurts played all right. The Eagles could make it. They still pick 19 too.
And they might still get McDuffie.
Yeah.
Those are the next gen stats powered by AWS draft scores right there. So Jordan Davis is now in the NFL. The Georgia Bulldog. We saw Trevon Walker, Jordan Davis. Now remember, was it Jordan Davis who waited for Trevon Walker to be done with his? They all did on the bench and waited for him. All did it. It was also Wyatt was there as well. Right? Devontae Wyatt. All the Georgia kids sat there and waited for all of them to finish before they took off. I wonder if they're now going to wait.
What's crazy is going to be Nakobe Dean falling out of the first round.
The Philadelphia Eagles are going to be on the clock again shortly. The Ravens pick.
The Lions still get him at 42.
The Texans pick is now in.
Who knows?
Washington is
Yeah.
on the clock.
Oh my
So we're
gosh.
gonna be,
That would be wild.
We're stopped up here. And once Washington is done, we're halfway through this first round of the NFL.
Oh,
draft here
Washington's
in Las Vegas.
Washington is on the clock now, so the Texans pick is in. What's taking them so long?
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles move up to get a big personality and a phenomenal athlete. You've already went over to fire up the there. They're pretty passionate. Is this a good fit for you?
I think Florida State coming. Jermaine Johnson.
On this pick?
Well, Johnson, Karlaftis.
I could see. Well, Karlaftis, I think, is going to 31 at the Bengals.
I don't think so. If he did, I think Ojabo. Ojabo is more likely.
The Bengals will not pick Ojabo. They would not draft him. Zero chance they would draft him because they view themselves as I don't think they view pick 31 as we have to have a starter year one, but they have to have a player that is going to make an impact year one because of the fact that they're in this window now. They fixed the O-line.
You don't think Ojabo would have an impact? Like you're not.
He's not going to play year one.
Yeah, he is.
Unlikely. I mean, he might come back in. Like if a team could put him on the pup to where he could be back after week 8. But I just don't see it.
You want to know the funniest thing about what we're doing? Like we would be having the same conversation if we were not on television. We're not on YouTube.
Assuming if that's the player they were going to take. Right. But, I mean, when you look at Jermaine Johnson still being out there, he's my 9th player.
Jermaine Johnson.
Player in this draft. And you still got some corners out there, too. Here's the Ravens pick. With the 14th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah. That. I don't think you're happy about that.
That's the somebody needs to be able to track down Jamar Chase.
So Houston's on the clock now?
Houston's pick is in, is what they said a minute ago.
Houston has their pick. Wow. Who's the top guy on the board?
Who did they took?
Is it Wyatt? Is it I think it's Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson?
Yeah. I'm 7 for 14, 8 for 4. This is more like me. It was a good run, folks. It was good. I thought I was really gonna have a lot of clout. It just gets so muddy in the middle. I think pass rushers are more important than corners. I like McDuffie.
Whoa.
What?
The Ravens have traded Marquise Brown to the Cardinals. The Hollywood Brown, their number 1 wide receiver, to the Cardinals.
And then
I wonder what they traded for.
That's so weird.
Who did they? Well, I wonder what pick they got for him. He's not that good.
Mm-hmm.
A third? Maybe.
Seems about right.
If they got a first, I'm gonna be angry.
Well, the Cardinals.
What's funny is because my Twitter feed shows me a whole bunch of AFC North fans, and I just saw a thread of a Steelers fan, a Bengals fan, and a Browns fan all saying thank you to Philly for taking Jordan Davis, and not so we didn't have to see him.
No, I don't know that. I don't know, man. Hamilton is good.
No, I didn't want Hamilton there either, but I'm not as worried about a safety because safeties historically in the league, they're pretty easy.
Oh, the Ravens traded back in. They traded with the Cardinals. They traded their pick and so a guy who might be the next Ed Reed goes to where Ed Reed.
Yeah.
How will you make your mark?
I just hope to keep the tradition going. I mean, they already have a great team. I just hope to add to the defense and do what I can.
Well, they hope you do too.
What are they going to do for Lamar though?
Well, I mean, he doesn't need wide receivers as a running back, so. Oh my God. It sounds like it's a first-round pick for Hollywood Brown.
And Brown was part of the package.
Okay.
It wasn't a straight up.
That's a steal for the Ravens. I hate the Ravens front office.
They're good. That's why.
Well, what's crazy is they're oh no, that's the Steelers. I'm thinking of.
Are they trying to get that? Are they trying to get Wyatt? Wyatt's gonna fall there?
I don't know. Whoa, that's a reach.
Yeah. Nope. Didn't see that coming. Not at all.
That is a reach.
Who the heck's on the clock now?
The commies.
Commanders need probably help on at wide receiver. But who? What else do they need?
One of the Ravens fans that I follow, his Twitter handle is Hollywood Era because he loves Hollywood Brown so much, and he is irate right now.
It's been crazy trades. We've seen 4 now, including one.
Oh man!
So the Eagles could get Jordan Davis to body surf with Eagles fans. Look out, everybody! And then who would have thought? There is a receiver traded tonight, not Debo, but Hollywood. Here in
Wow.
Do they take? Oh, so PFF may be ahead of the game there.
Yeah, no, I just saw that too.
Okay, so
Yep.
I can't.
I gotta get off my phone because I just saw it too. I was like, dang it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's. I was right positionally.
Yeah, there's no way I picked this guy.
The Redskins. Oh no, they're not that anymore. The Commanders took Dotson. I wouldn't have guessed that, to be fair. I figured wide receiver, but not that one. So who's on the clock now? 17, is that the Eagles again?
17's the Chargers.
Chargers take the wide receivers are gone. Do they take McDuffie?
Who?
Did they just load up that
McDuffie next to J.C. Jackson?
Yeah.
That they signed?
And that pass rush?
That would be.
Go ahead, come at me, Devontae.
So yeah, McDuffie. So if they get McDuffie, if they sign McDuffie, they have no excuse this year.
No, I think. Yeah. I don't. Who else do they take? The wide. Do they reach for a wide receiver? You said you want to have Dotson go. Who would you say? Who would you say goes?
I think they were hoping Kyle Hamilton was going to be there. Personally, I'm surprised they had Jahan Dotson because
they take Wyatt. That would make some sense.
Yeah, I don't know because they still have Curtis Samuel, who's they signed that didn't play last year because of injuries, but. So when this pick's done, we're halfway through the first round.
Yeah, it's not even 10 yet.
It's been the first 7. We're like, oh, this is
yeah, I'm
crazy.
so good at this.
And now it's like, just everyone's screaming.
Thibodeau's gone. Hamilton's gone. Williams is gone. Karlaftis, McDuffie. I think it's McDuffie. I do. I think it's McDuffie. I think it's McDuffie. How are the Chargers at center?
I wouldn't see them because they have Corey Linsley, the guy that was from Green Bay.
I'm 7 for 16, 9 for 16 positioning. The Eagles still get Lloyd. And the Saints, I think the Saints take Willis.
The Saints take Willis?
I think they do.
If he's, that'll be interesting to see if somebody's like, hey, we're going to move up to pick 18 ahead of the ahead of the Saints.
And the Eagles trade down there, still get one of the two best linebackers in the draft. You just keep.
I know you would like somebody. Well, if you look at the wideouts that are left, you've got two. You've got Traylon Burks and you've got Jahan Dotson. Those are the two highest rated wideouts. If you want to go in that direction. Terry McLaurin said, one of them, please. He needs that running mate. Everything is running through him right now. Plus, it helps Carson Wentz if he's going to be your quarterback. If you're trying to make it work in the NFC East, which is now turning into a high track division team, you got to have some people get downfield. Be surprised.
Idea what's going on this year in this draft.
Yeah, I'm lost as to what happens going like after pick 17. I think pick 17 is McDuffie. If it's not McDuffie, I would be very, very, very surprised.
I don't know who else it would be. Like I'm like, who else would it be?
I mean, me secretly is like
He's
you
the
know
best
what,
value.
I think McDuffie is a perfect spot for 31.
Although Wyatt makes Wyatt the other interior guy from.
Yeah, especially because they lost the guy, I forget his name, defensive tackle they had that was actually pretty impactful for them this past year. Jahan Dotson that high.
Again, the
I had him.
Everybody wants to draft Jamar Chase.
The best part about this though is the Packers and Chiefs are just sitting here like, what the heck, guys? Like, because
no one's trading up.
Like, oh my! Like, are the Packers going to be forced to take Traylon Burks if they? I mean,
do the Chargers take Burks?
Maybe they need a wide receiver bad too. Honestly, all these wide receivers going this high is only going to help the Bengals. Because there's
and the Ravens didn't trade him for a quarterback.
No, yeah, and Kenyon Green going that high.
Yeah,
because I thought I honestly, I had him as a possible Bengals second round pick because he was rumored to be in like the 50s range, and I was like maybe he gets to the 50s and we move up.
I had him in the 40s, but I thought he was going to go in the first round. Just didn't think he was on the top half.
I think I projected him to Tampa Bay actually.
Yeah. I gotta pretend. I didn't look. I didn't cheat.
Yeah, I gotta stay out. Like all these draft experts are. See that annoys me. Like I understand you can't spoil live sports, but you can spoil the draft if you know it.
Might be Burks. That'd be an interesting pick. Wow.
Okay.
Those linemen. Wow.
Well, that was another guy that I was like hoping might be at 31, but
that's okay. You win some. You lose some. All right, who's next? 18, is that the Eagles again?
18's the Eagles again.
Eagles take Lloyd.
Yeah. Is that who I mocked them? I think that's who I mocked them.
On 7 for 17. 8 for 17 position.
No, I had Andrew Booth Jr. going to them.
Yeah, you didn't see McDuffie falling this far, did you?
No.
Of course, you didn't see the Vikings. Do the Vikings still get McDuffie?
No. If McDuffie's at 31, the Bengals are sprinting to take McDuffie. At least I would think. The Bengals historically have not done a very good, have not drafted players that they have not had some sort of pre-draft meeting with. Because the average team has a scouting staff of 27, and the Bengals have a scouting staff of 3.
If he falls to the 20s?
Maybe. That's the craziest thing though. Is I was telling that Jackson Carmen story earlier about our offensive lineman, but it in that it talked about the reason they think the Bengals didn't hear about that story, didn't find anything out about that, is because we have 3 scouts or 6 scouts or something like that, and like every other team has like 20.
At the Senior Bowl, being able to locate, latch, and finish. Just a real complete football player. Not a lot of weaknesses there.
So there you can see the draft room in Inglewood.
Ooh,
Tennessee.
Right where
Tennessee trades up.
Malik Willis, Treylon Burks, Trey McDuffie.
It's
I don't
gotta
know
be
what's
Burks.
happening.
Titans trade up. I'm not falling for this again.
Whoa! And AJ Brown to the Eagles?
Wow.
Fool!
They take Burks.
Whoa!
So I figured the Eagles would trade. I thought they would go for Debo.
What? What is that? 4 trades already or something like that?
Uh-huh.
I think the over/under on trades was like 3.5 in order to be above that.
I think they take Burks. Yeah, no, like there's we stock it right here in the residence.
See, I was that person who stocked it right growing up. My buddy, whose parents never had any snacks in his house, would always come to my house to eat all our snacks. Care if I have any? Or they might be
It could be open.
They're open.
Oh, God.
This is starting to get pretty exciting.
It's
now.
fun.
Oh yeah, and
I'm not falling for it. It's not Willis.
No, I don't think it is either. But I forgot they did trade for Robert Woods. So maybe they can wait for a wide receiver. They still have their 2nd round pick.
The Titans?
Yeah.
No, they take him Burks. You don't give away AJ Brown. By the way, Cowboys fans, you're playing the Eagles twice, and
Cowboys ain't winning the division.
the Eagles still get Lloyd.
Yeah. Because they're at what, pick 26 now?
Uh-huh. And I think the Eagles are like, no, we believe in Hurts.
Okay, snacks and popcorn are going to be expensive. Let's just accept that. Going to the movies?
Oh no.
Homeowners turning into their parents.
Even if you don't have to go, you should try.
The Eagles didn't get their 1st rounder.
Huh?
You know, the Stevens told me that
The Eagles only got AJ Brown.
No one knows who those people are.
And then the Titans got pick 18 and their 3rd round pick.
Oh, okay.
No one who made movies here.
The only way you're ever going to know what you're made of is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful
So,
world.
I think I'm starting again to be afraid because I would not be shocked to see the Packers or the Chiefs.
Be like, well, crap, there's no wide receivers
Here
now.
are my 2 ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that kid out of South Dakota State or North Dakota State, he's going to go sooner than people think. Christian something? Yeah.
Watson.
Find a job, any job, work hard. That's just how it is. But of course, you didn't listen. You showed me there's another
So,
way.
I don't know, man.
I'm proud of you.
Like, I want to check to see what people are saying on Twitter about, like, AJ Brown being traded, but at the same time, like, no. Because I don't
Yeah.
want
So the Eagles drafted AJ Brown.
the Titans could be a handful next year now, too, because, yeah, okay, they got rid of AJ Brown, but they got the 18th overall pick. They got the 26th overall pick still. They got an extra 3rd.
Do they think they get Burks at 26?
I think that I think they're gonna trade. I think they're gonna take Burks.
They just agreed to terms on a massive contract extension for Brown, 4 years, $100 million with $57 million guaranteed.
That's a big
4 years, $100 million, $57 million guaranteed for AJ Brown on the Titans.
Some watershed contracts being
Huh.
handed out over the
Yeah,
last 6
I'm,
weeks.
I'm looking at those 2 Green Bay ones and those 2 KC ones.
These fans know that they don't have AJ Brown to cheer for anymore, but we'll see. Will they draft his replacement now? Will they draft somebody else?
Burks.
We'll
I
see.
think it's Burks.
The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 18th pick to the
It could be
Tennessee Titans.
McDuffie, though.
With the 18th pick in the
It would
2022
be.
NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Traylon Burks,
Yeah,
wide receiver, Arkansas.
This is wild.
so this is fast. This is interesting. Does Burks really just replace him?
Yeah.
Is AJ Brown. That's who he is. Built speed, he's got that physicality, the yards after
So
the catch.
they didn't have to pay AJ Brown. Got a guy that doesn't have the injury history of AJ Brown.
They think will be
Is
AJ
comped
Brown
to AJ Brown. Oh, and they get an extra first,
4 years.
and they get an extra 3rd round pick too,
Yeah,
on
But-
top of getting that player.
but do they still?
Bunch of home runs for Arkansas. A bunch of 70-plus yard touchdown catches. As you see, a little subtle push there. Here's a double move. The separation that exists. Track the ball easy. And then
Yeah,
down the field,
who's on the clock? I don't know anymore.
Saints.
The Saints. Now here we go.
Is it Willis?
I think this is Willis.
Well, we've been talking about 2 receivers tonight. AJ Brown and Debo Samuel. We're confident in both because of the physicality.
They should take Penning, but who knows? I think they take Willis. I sort. Hope they do. I'm 8 for 18. 9 for 18.
It's at your comp, and then also Charles at your comp for him and Debo Samuel. Since AJ Brown and Debo and DK Metcalf of Seattle, is the conversation in the NFL right now is when you've got kids who fall out like they have in the first 3 years, and now it's time for their 4th-year block year. Do you pay them like somebody
It's interesting though, because there is like a bit of a there has been a slide because like people were saying McDuffie top 12, and there's like now a slide of cornerbacks. There's still McDuffie. There's still Booth Jr. There's still Elam.
And if the Niners take those 2 ones, I don't know that they take a wide receiver. I think they take one of them corners.
Yeah. There's now 6 wide receivers in the first round. I told you the over/under was 6.5, right? So only one more, and I feel like between Green Bay and
I can't remember who the Saints took earlier.
they took wide receiver.
Yeah.
Olave.
Oh, they took Olave.
Yeah. Dan Orlovsky just tweeted, as it sits right now, this is worst case scenario for the Packers. They're like, oh, it's okay. We'll just.
The Packers are on the phone with the Niners right now.
Yeah. See, the thing that makes me worry, like, think this isn't a quarterback is
Go ahead.
the 2-year, $28 million deal for Winston.
That's exactly why I think it's a quarterback. You
Okay.
didn't give him a 6-year deal. You didn't give him,
Yeah.
you gave him a deal
And
that
it's a
said
low end deal too.
yeah. You gave him a deal that said our worst case is you're a Hall of Fame quarterback,
Yeah.
but we're gonna draft this other guy and figure it out.
That's a we can cut you next year.
Yeah.
Contract.
I think the Packers are on the phone with the 49ers right now. I hope the Niners are like, but that I tapped your shoulder. I go, I bet the Niners right now could get these 2 ones and next year's one for Debo.
I mean, the idea of Debo being traded now, because I mean we've seen AJ Brown and Hollywood Brown
Mm-hmm.
both be traded today. Oof.
So what we're seeing this year, and that's just fascinating. There are teams who believe in the draft.
Yeah.
We're going to draft that guy, and he will be.
Mhm.
And then there are teams who don't believe in the draft. We're like, we hope that guy, but we know this guy.
Yeah.
We could have drafted Burks, but we know what A.J. Brown brings.
Yeah.
You know, we could have drafted insert whoever we want, but we know what Hollywood Brown can do.
Yeah, but my only thing with AJ Brown is dude can't stay healthy. Steelers fans are like, please don't take Malik Willis.
I think that there are a lot of people who think Willis doesn't go night one, but I think this is Willis.
Serving the United Kingdom and being supported by
Huh?
the Royal Air Force Navy USO. We are excited to announce the first round draft pick for the New Orleans Saints. Sole air appealing wing in Europe and Africa. We project air powers around the globe.
Always looks funny.
Yeah, they're just hanging out. Oh, I wonder who put that video together.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I bet we trained him.
Thank you to our U.S. Air Force service members and all those serving our great nation domestically and around the world. With the 19th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Trevor Penny, tackle.
So that's who I said they should have taken.
Yeah, okay.
And they did. And now this confirms that they believe in Jameis.
Oh man, what are the Steelers gonna do?
Oh gee, I wonder.
They have to
Pickett or
take
Willis.
Malik Willis, right?
Pickett or Willis. I don't know that it's that sure a deal.
Yeah.
Available to them. Will they take the first quarterback in this draft? He's the 20th overall pick.
So many Bengals fans are trolling all the Ravens fans that are mad at their wide receiver being gone.
I think they take Willis. But I wouldn't be shocked if it were Pickett. I think it's Willis over Pickett because you have time.
Yeah.
I'm 8 for 19, 9 for 19 positionally. I always have these big swaths of whiffs.
Lamar Jackson is retweeting all these people that are upset that Hollywood Brown is traded. He's like his best buddy.
Lamar Jackson's not extended.
No.
What are the Ravens? What are you gonna get?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy because like I don't know.
Even if you dropped another wide receiver, he was happy with the guy he had, and you have not increased your potential.
The NFL tweeted, "What is going on?" This is crazy. Well, I mean, Steelers fans got to be sitting there like, Steelers fans that are diehard on QB. I know some of them that are like hardcore, like, no, we got Mitch Trubisky, we're good. But the ones that are wanting QB got to be like, well, sweet. We're sitting here and we get to pick whichever one we like most. Which the two that they like the most are Malik Willis and Desmond Ridder.
Really?
Yeah. Mike Tom used to coach at UC a while back. He is a big Desmond Ridder fan.
Is Ridder? Didn't Ridder have like the fastest 40 time among quarterbacks?
Yeah, and Desmond Ridder is a better runner than Malik Willis.
Yeah.
And
you might be onto something.
And Ridder, they had.
Wouldn't that be something if your Cincinnati quarterback was the first quarterback taken in the NFL draft?
That'd be pretty cool.
You have no one in the first round and then two guys in the first round.
Yeah.
Both the first at their position.
Yeah.
And so far the only.
Yeah. The crazy thing though is like I do think that.
No, there was another conversation.
Yeah.
There,
But
I'm off.
I would think that. Tomlin had dinner with Ritter in Cincinnati too. He was in town for a Bearcats like banquet type thing, I think.
Yeah.
And ended up having dinner with him at Jeff Ruby's, just like a big popular place in Cincinnati.
Yeah. So the Chiefs are on the phone with Seattle or San Fran, and the Packers are on the phone with the other guy.
Mm-hmm. Or they're
The hell going on?
Or they're just all calling each other like, "Well, we just talked to this guy."
So the Steelers now on the clock, 20th overall. Franco Harris on the draft stage right now.
The Niners are like,
Steelers fans
you
there.
can play for us or not?
I thought they would have a chance in the mock draft. They'd be sitting here at pick number 20 with the pick of all these quarterbacks. They sure did an awful lot of homework on this group. It feels like to me this is the right time to go ahead and take one of these guys.
Yeah, I hope whoever it is the worst. I don't like to wish ill on
It's
anyone.
not their track record, buddy. Those Ravens, those Steelers, they know talent when they see it.
Yeah.
You take the guy that's got the most experience and the most production, or the guy that has the highest ceiling. But Mike Tomlin's got your contract, so he's good to go. I think he's pretty secure. Well,
Mike Tomlin has zero fear.
On your top players available that the Steelers could.
Mitch Trubisky is sitting there like, "Oh, come on."
Well, so what I hope Trubisky's doing is like, go on, bring him in.
Yeah.
You know, they brought in someone to replace Aaron Rodgers. I
Yeah.
just have to beat you. Everyone thought Jordan Love was going to take Rodgers, and now people like Jordan Love. What is it? I mean, that would be interesting. The Steelers just straight up trade this to Green Bay for Jordan Love. And then you have 3 first rounders. You get, I think Watson might go in this first round.
Yeah.
The Ravens traded back into the first round. They're sitting there at 23. It's kind of odd that they just chose. I mean, obviously Hollywood Brown is somebody that Arizona would want. You pair him up with Kyler Murray. I'm just wondering if A.J. Brown gets traded during the draft like this, and there's a contract and there's a physical and everything gets cleared, could Debo still be in play tonight?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's 100% still in play.
That Howie Roseman's been working on that for a while.
Let's see. There's a lot of intrigue. The commissioner's here. There's Franco Harris. Wondering if there's a quarterback on that card. The commissioner's left hand.
Oh yeah. It's just a question of which one.
Showing it to Franco. Seen it first. Does Franco approve?
Wow. The Lions are like, nope, we won't even go. What the heck are you doing, man? That guy on that stage. You wonder why they boo you, Goodell. Well, picks to go.
I can't wait to hear what this reaction was on seeing the name here. Okay. Oh my God.
Then he dropped the cards.
Yeah, right.
I love this.
Okay.
With the 20th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. Hometown guy.
I am happy. I am happy.
Because it's not Willis.
No, so here's the thing. This is why I think they picked him. It's because he's the guy. He's a guy that they think is like.
Yeah.
But I think he had the lowest ceiling. He might have had the highest floor of anybody that's in this. But yeah.
Kind of feels like they drafted another Mitch. Like it feels the same guy. But okay.
Yeah.
Who's on the clock now? 21.
21 is the Patriots. They haven't drafted this low in a minute.
Patriots.
Well, I guess they did last year.
I think they take Wyatt or Lloyd. I think they take Lloyd.
This is the one slot that I could see Nakobe Dean going if he goes first round. So.
Yeah, they go linebacker. I know that.
Yeah.
I'm 8 for 20, 9 for 20 positionally. I think I'm usually around 50%. Like I've never really tracked it, and it's not like I have a million viewers. Like, no, you're wrong, But it's man.
I have never been happier that I don't have to root against Desmond Ritter.
Yeah. You were happy that it wasn't Ritter.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like, I was never a big Kenny Pickett guy. But then the Steelers took him. I'm like, I guess he's good because they don't miss.
Kenny Pickett, I So if you haven't watched the draft coverage, Kenny Pickett was made fun of for having like the smallest hands of like any quarterback. And they got a picture of like a baby high five and an adult.
Yay!
That's so good.
All I'm saying is,
oh man,
I remember laughing at, like, there was a commercial. Who the Steelers take? Ben Roethlisberger something stupid.
Yeah,
I was that guy, not like literally, but that's what I said. And then Roethlisberger goes to the Hall of Fame. So I'm sorry, guys. Them Steelers know how to draft folk. You may be happy that that's not Ritter, but the Steelers got the guy they wanted.
Hey, all we gotta do is get close to him. If we touch him, he's dropping that ball.
KC trades
Casey
Watson.
Is it Christian Watson or is it Sky?
Watson.
Or is it Sky Moore?
Sky Moore? Sky Moore. Sky Moore. You're right. Wait. Okay. So they get more. That's also like I buy what Warner sells when he evaluates a QB. Like I'd like to see Warner coach some guys. I don't think he wants to. I think he likes what he's doing.
Yeah.
But Warner's boy, he's playing. He's hold on. Where did he go? He went to one of the smaller schools. Is it Tulane?
Who?
Warner's kid.
Oh.
He's
I think you're right.
So the Chiefs trade up to get the wide receiver they like. And now the only place
the Packers?
The only place for Debo to go is Green Bay. So I wonder if the Chiefs are like, we'll give you one, and the Niners are like, you mean both?
Yeah.
No one, and the Niners are like, I turned down 10.
Yeah. Look at that. First QB drafted the last 5 drafts. First overall, 20.
Yeah. I wonder.
Now the real question is that the only one taken in the first until like potentially like a trade back for the Bengals or pick 32? Oh wait, no, the Lions don't have pick 32 anymore.
Yeah, the Lions don't have that.
Their next pick is like 46 or something like that.
So the Chiefs traded up. The Chiefs probably still have 2.
And they moved up right in front of. What if they take Christian Watson? Because that NDSU kid makes sense.
I thought of Watson originally, but you convinced me to be Moore.
Yeah.
Moore's more of a burner.
I think Moore's
probably a more Andy Reid guy.
Wow.
What do I know?
Okay. So yeah, I thought they jumped Green Bay for that. Trent
What
McDuffie.
do I know, huh?
Huh.
I think they go more. I'm 8 for 21. 9 for 21.
We're losing steam.
I can look, man. I had that beautiful, what was it, 4 for 4?
Yeah.
It was lovely. But who knows what's going on anymore?
Yeah.
McDuffie's like, I'm going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, you got to cover Devontae. You got to cover guys in.
Kansas City has
Yeah.
set the pace as a track squad, but they need to replenish in the secondary. The Jerry's needs a piece that they use all over the secondary.
My friend that's at the draft, he says, I promise you, I'm speaking from experience now, there's nowhere you'll know the draft pick slower than at the NFL draft. Yeah.
So Kansas City uses a couple of their assets from the Tyreek Hill trade to move up and take a quarter, and that leaves.
I think they take Guy Moore.
Yeah.
I just want to say a thing. When I did my first mock draft, I mocked Sky Moore to the Packers,
Yeah.
and I was laughed at. And I'm like, Sky Moore does a lot of things right. And I'm pretty sure this is Sky Moore.
Yeah, I feel, yeah.
Or maybe I'm wrong.
Sky Moore, you could be George Pickens, you could be Christian Watson. I don't know, I feel like there's got to be it's got to be a wide receiver, but they do need offensive line too.
They could try to get that guy later on. That center,
Linderbaum.
Linderbaum.
Yeah.
Linderbaum would make some sense here.
That would make a lot of Bengals fans.
I'm shocked Linderbaum's still on the board right now.
Yeah, he's been projected to fall out of the first. So it's gonna be interesting because
Johnson is still on the board.
Who is Zion Johnson?
No, Jermaine Johnson.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at this now and I'm like,
I think this is Sky Moore. You do this, like you're gonna get one of the other guys.
Yeah.
You're gonna get Johnson. You're gonna get Linderbaum. You gotta.
It'll be interesting because do they take the Christian Watson kid from NDSU because he's played in the cold and that does make a difference. So he's ready for.
I think they go Watson if this is Linderbaum.
Okay. Yeah, so like you're saying, like if this one isn't a wide receiver, then
that's their
Watson
plan.
is their pick. Okay.
Yeah. Because no one else will take a wide receivers.
Yeah, I don't even know. Oh yeah, so, the Ravens.
Well, the Chiefs are going to take a guy, but
the Ravens could because the Ravens are next and they traded away Hollywood Brown.
I don't understand. So this is weird. You have Hollywood Brown, who's like a fast deep threat, and you let Hollywood Brown go. And of all the wide receivers who are throwing fits, Hollywood Brown is not one of them.
Yeah,
then you let him go and draft another guy. Like you don't really know what this kid's going to be.
I'm actually thinking now the reason that the Kansas City moved up was because they wanted, because they didn't think that McDuffie was going to be there. Okay. All right.
Aaron Rodgers is living.
Quay
right now.
Walker. Oh, like they said he could rise, but I'm surprised.
But you traded up for him?
Oh, they didn't. No, the Packers didn't trade up.
That's right.
But the fact that Dean and Lloyd are both still on the board.
That's a mistake. That is a mistake.
Dean and Lloyd still on the board. No wide receiver there. So it's got to be wide receiver at 28 for them. And
who's on the board right now?
It should be The Ravens. The Ravens are on there.
Who do the Ravens take?
Uh,
I think they take Booth.
oh, okay. Well, the Ravens just traded back again. I hate the Ravens.
No one. Who do the Bills take? Now, see, here you go. Do the Bills take Sky Moore? Because you don't need to trade up for that running back.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is the Bills traded.
Wait, no. It's the
What?
Vikings.
The Vikings trade
Was
round
that
2,
just-
pick 34. We're not in round 2, NFL. What?
Hold on.
Okay,
There we go. Now we're good.
The
Yeah,
Bills,
so
but it said the Bills still have pick 25. So I don't know what they traded, but they still have pick 25. So now they have 23 and 25.
If they have 2 ones, they take more. They take more because they saw what Hill did to them.
Yeah, maybe. This is honest. Like the amount of trades is kind of going crazy. A friend tweeted, "Why do the Packers hate Aaron Rodgers?" Oh man.
So can you confirm that before I click this, do they still have both picks?
I'm trying to see what the trade was. Yeah. Wow. The Patriots got pick 29, 94, and 121 for that pick 21.
Wow.
Moving back 8 spots. That's pretty big. Let's see. Let's see what that trade is. Buffalo jumps Dallas, but no need for O-line or DE early there. Maybe cornerback. So they're thinking Booth. Baltimore Ravens are trading 23 to the Buffalo Bills for 25 and 130.
So the Bills are out.
It looks like the Bills are just at 20. The Bills are at 23.
Do they take more or Booth? Take more or Booth?
Booth would make sense, which would also make me happy because I don't like Booth because of some sketchy medical stuff. But
I say Booth.
Remember when you were saying there was no chance George Karlaftis is going to be there for pick 31? I mean, we're up.
Do you still trade back?
I don't know, like, because you got Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson is still there.
Jermaine Johnson still there? Like
Did the Bills take Johnson?
Maybe. The craziest thing about the reason I like George Karlaftis, and if the Bengals are on the, if at 31, the Bengals have George Karlaftis on the board, I'm like, run and get him, is because he is the type of guy that can kick inside for pass rush. Could you imagine a defensive line of like,
If
let's
you
say we're in a pass rushing,
Stafford,
like, let's say we're in a pass rushing situation, and we've got Sam Hubbard on one side, Trey Hendrickson on the other, DJ Reader and freaking George Karlaftis. Oh, guess what? We still have
but I
Joseph
think Wyatt might
Osai.
be there too. And that's a win. Like you guys are starting to like. At first you're like, oh, we can trade back, and now I'm like, oh, why not?
Well, actually, that one of our guys, Dave Lapham, he said the reason the Bengals would trade back is if there's 5 or 6 guys there that they like, and they're confident that they can get one of them.
Packers. Wait, Devontae.
Way Walker. That is surprising.
That is. They're gonna regret it. They're gonna regret it. And the Packers don't have 2 picks anymore. The Chiefs don't have 2 picks anymore. I think Debo's safe.
All right, so there's that trade. They moved back 2 spots and grabbed an extra 4th. And see, that's my thing.
This is what I would have wanted to do if it were me.
Yeah, that's my thing. So my hope now, if because it's looking like we could have Tyler Linderbaum, George Karlaftis, maybe a couple others that we like there. My hope now is like a team like Jacksonville is like, hey, we need to get ahead of the Vikings now.
Jacksonville getting like they Get Trayvon Walker and Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah. Talk about a D line. Shoot.
I have to support that decision making.
Yeah.
Vegas for crying out loud. Rich, I think we just did the CNA. Started hitting the CNA right around. I mean, 11 days. Let's go. So as you know, the Bills have been on the pass line quite a bit of late. Certainly one of the most.
I feel like it's Booth.
Yeah, I think it's Booth.
The Bills and the Chiefs this year was just so dynamite. I mean,
Because again, you're either getting a receiver to compete points wise or a corner to deny points.
Yeah.
And
see what they're going to do here. I mean, an organization in good lockstep too with GM and head coach. I know you guys. You went Brees Hall in your mock draft. But why trade ahead of the Cowboys? Are taking a running back, right? So they need to trade up for him. See what happens.
The Baltimore Ravens have traded the 23rd pick to the Buffalo Bills.
they trade.
With the 23rd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Jair Elam.
Ooh.
Right position, wrong guy.
Yeah, that was a big target for the Bengals, actually. That's the guy that most Bengals analysts are saying that's our guy at 31. That's interesting. And see, like I said, honestly, I do not want I do not want Booth because I don't trust the medicals.
Who's on the clock now? 24.
24
Is
is
that
the
the Cowboys?
Cowboys. Yeah, I feel like
I think they take.
Linderbaum.
Yeah,
I could see Linderbaum.
is it Linderbaum?
Yeah, Linderbaum.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Linderbaum that's going to be the pick here.
It could be Jermaine Johnson. I really feel like. Do you say no to that pass rush?
No, I would love to see that too. I think that would be a good pick. Actually, is this Devonta Wyatt?
There's so many I think they take Johnson.
I mean, they did trade away Amari Cooper, and they lost Cedric Wilson in free agency. Are they taking a wide receiver? Maybe they take George Pickens?
Again, so the Bills traded up ahead because they thought they were going to take that guy. The Cowboys could take Booth, but I think they're going to go BPA, and I think that's Johnson.
Yeah, the crazy thing, we're at pick 23, and there's Tyler Linderbaum, George Kalafis, Andrew Booth, Jermaine Johnson, all still on the board.
I think they go Johnson just because BPA. I wouldn't be shocked to see them go Dean or Lloyd.
Yeah.
I know they're going to go BPA, and I don't think they have a wide receiver ranked this high. I think the Packers reach for a wide receiver. I think the Chiefs reach for a wide receiver.
Well, man.
As we're waiting for the Cowboys, it looks like Jerry might be getting on the phone right now. Steven's going to put a prospect on the line with the head cheese right there. Do you think we've already gotten our verdict on what the league feels about the quarterback class? We've gotten that verdict? Absolutely. Absolutely. I got sideways stares when I said that the Pittsburgh Steelers would have their choice of any of these quarterbacks at 20. That's what happened. I still think we're going to get one more. I really do. We're going to get one more.
Someone kind of trade up.
Perhaps someone traded Minnesota again at 32. Because that's typically when.
Yeah, I think that's what happens now. Is I don't think because Minnesota has, Minnesota. Like let's say it's a team like the Seahawks, and they say, hey, give us pick 40 and 41 for 32.
Well, so the kid I think I take in the second or third round is that kid out of Clemson, Ross.
No, Justin Ross.
I'd give him a shot.
Yeah, for him it's medicals too. And see, that's the thing. That's why I don't. That's why I'm worried about Andrew Booth Jr.
Mhm.
Is because he's got so many iffy medicals. Justin Ross is only down that far on the board because of iffy medicals. And I'm like, why isn't Booth down that far? But the one thing I will say, the Bengals had Andrew Booth Jr. in Cincinnati. They brought him in for a top 30 visit. The reason they did that, according to our like a lot of our like reporters, they said they likely did that to do their own medicals on him and determine if they are comfortable with his medical evaluation.
Yeah, I look the Bengals have some. The Bengals are earning credit as a team,
Yeah,
and so obviously, like, look, the Steelers draft a guy. I'm like, you could be all right. The Ravens draft a guy. I'm like, you could be all right.
yeah,
Unless it's a wide receiver, then I'm like, that's like the one thing the Ravens can't draft.
yeah.
The Steelers never miss, so I would have faith in their drafting. People want to knock on the Niners, and I'm like, I don't understand why you're knocking on the Niners. Like you want to point out like the kid out of Stanford and the kid out of Alabama. By the way, the kid out of Alabama, the talent was there. Like no one ever disputed the skill set, and even when he was playing, he was just not making good decisions.
Yeah.
So if your worst pick is the kid out of Stanford, then I'm like, cool. But that was the same draft where we took Kittle, and we have Debo, and we have Ayuk, and we have like we have so many hits.
Yeah, the only reason the Bengals were in the Super Bowl was because of drafting. Yeah, they signed some key free agents, but they drafted really well the last few years. What's funny is the last like 4 years, the Bengals like great pick in the second round. The next year, trash pick in the second round. The next year, great pick in the second because it was Joe Mixon, who's turned out great. Then it was Drew Sample, who is a decent, all right, blocking tight end, but not worth the second round pick. Then it was T. Higgins, great pick. And then it was Jackson Carman, who barely played last year, was injured half the time, and now has that story that came out, and I hope he gets cut. So
was he just accused of that crime, or?
Yeah, so it was investigated, and it was like they chose not to do anything more, but a lot of his comments were concerning. Oh,
Reach.
Hold on, is that who I might have? I think I mocked them.
Reach.
I had Jones going in. Travis Jones.
That's a reach and a whiff. All right, 25. Who's this?
That now it's the Ravens.
Okay.
So is this a wide
The
receiver?
Ravens. No, I think the Ravens take. Is it Wyatt?
Wyatt, maybe Booth Jr. They could take Wyatt.
Is it W-A-W-Y? Is that right?
Yep.
Look, Booth good, Wyatt great. Like I don't know how Wyatt's here. Now the Ravens they take BPA. Like why not take Johnson? Someone's got to tackle Burrow, so you got a back end and a front end. I think it's D line. Wow, I don't know. Is it Wyatt or Johnson? I'm gonna start saying Johnson until he's off the board. The Ravens always go BPA. Like I remember one year, I'm like, that like the Ravens always. And then what I love about the Ravens is they always take my BPA. Like speaking of which, Lloyd.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think I got Johnson above Lloyd, so it's got to be Johnson.
Now I will say there were There's this guy on Twitter named Malik Wright.
Uh-huh.
He is a Bengals beat reporter. He also runs a little sports company called TWSN. Does a lot of reporting. He it might have been 100% free agency. The last 2 years, every single guy that he said Bengals are talking to this person, likely going to sign them, a deal got done.
Yeah.
Every single one. He said on a podcast last night, he's like, the Bengals really like Devontae White. And if he's there at 31, that's the pick.
I can't believe White is this far down.
Yeah.
And the only guy I'm more baffled by is Johnson.
Well, that's the thing is the Bengals signed. The reason the Bengals signed Ted Karras, they signed him because he is a great center, but he's also graded better. Like through PFF, he was graded better as a left guard than he has as a center. There is a really good chance because I think this. I think the fact that the Cowboys didn't take Linderbaum all but guarantees Linderbaum will be there at 31.
Who else? Like, do we have the list? I'm afraid not. Like NFL.com maybe for me.
No, I can just look on the simulator. I can just look at that. Look at the consensus mock drafts. And then it'll tell me like the order here. So we got 25 is the obviously is the Ravens, but 26 is the Titans. 27 is the Bucks.
So Titans get another pick. Who did the Titans take with that? They took Burks, right?
Yeah.
So the Titans have some options
So
there.
this is a little off. I need to. Yeah, there's no way for me to look at the. Actually, yeah. What can I do? I can
NFL.com got to be it.
ESPN's always super behind. I'll do ESPN. Let's go.
You might reach. Yeah, I still think it's reach.
All right, so we got Ravens, Titans, Bucks, Green Bay, then Patriots at 29. Patriots could be the one that takes Linderbaum.
Yeah.
Patriots would be the only one that take because Ted Karras was the guy that was on their team. They're the ones I can see taking Linderbaum, and then it's Chiefs, then it's Bengals.
They chose 14th overall, took Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame, one of the top players on the draft board, fell all the way to 14th for him.
Yeah, the Ravens got that guy.
After that, kind of a surprise. They traded back into the first round, 23rd overall with Arizona, and for that they flipped a third-round pick, 100th overall, and Hollywood Brown to Arizona for that choice. And then they just traded away a couple of seconds ago to the Bills.
My mother-in-law knows how I am with football.
The Ravens? Nah, the Raven.
Who's that? My little brother?
Yeah. Is that your little brother?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
The Ravens, they don't draft receivers well, which is why I'm confused about what they're doing.
Yeah, their top receiver right now.
They let go the only reasonable successful pick they had, and if they do this and then they draft another wide receiver.
So Hollywood Brown was like a third-round pick or fifth-round pick or something like that, and they had success there. So I don't think this is a wide receiver.
Well, I know it can't be. There's no way this is wide receiver. Of course, I just said that.
Uh-huh.
No, this is Johnson.
It's kind of, I don't know, head scratcher. To trade back into the first round for a pick that was 10 picks away when they did it, or 8 picks away.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about that, like trading back in by like that far up.
For I'm just really lost. Like again, I'm always like, look, the Ravens, their front office is awesome.
Yeah, that's the one thing that is weird to me though, is like because while they were at like pick 15 was on the board, they traded up to pick 23. And
Like we know the next 9 picks.
Yeah, it's like,
And apparently they did because they traded back again.
yeah.
So what that means is they had a list of 5 players they wanted.
Yeah, and see that's like I said, that's the only way I think the Bengals would trade back is if they have a list of like 5 or 6 guys that they want, then they would consider trading back there.
Is this Booth?
Maybe. I hope so.
Nah, it gotta be Johnson. It's gotta be.
Malik Willis. Really?
Top player on the board. I mean, it's not the top player on my board, but
the Ravens have had such a good draft, and I hate it. They got the top safety and the top center.
A little confused about why they're doing it, but but Lamar is going to need that extra time because he has no one to throw to.
Yeah, good chance. I could see the Bengals going safety now, actually.
Yeah, see? No, you like the Hill.
Yeah, Daxton Hill is the guy I'm looking at now.
Who's next now? 26 is
Titans.
Titan? No, it's not. It can't be. Is it really?
Yeah, they get them both. They didn't when they traded away they traded AJ Brown. They got it.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that. Well, geez, Louise, like you got your pick of anyone you want. What are their needs?
Offensive line.
That's not there.
Corner.
Booth is an option here.
There is, there was rumor of them going like wide quarterback too.
I don't think they take a quarterback. They're just too good. They're in a window.
They do need a corner.
Yeah, I think they take Booth.
Well, now I hope his little T-Rex arms are terrible.
The Jets traded. The Jets traded in 3 first-rounders. Do they? Oh my God! They take Johnson.
Yeah, they might take Johnson.
They got a corner, a wide receiver, and now they get Johnson. Yeah, they couldn't pass that up. So the Titans traded out of the first round now.
Yeah. They got a second, a third, and a fifth. And no, so they got the 35th pick. So they moved back 9 spots and got another third and a fifth.
Yeah.
My friend that tweeted, huge, pretty much guarantees Linderbaum at 31. I responded, I was like, this is your fault.
Yeah. You did this. Lloyd. It's got to be Johnson, but Lloyd or Dean. But Lloyd or Dean might still be there at 35.
Well, they don't have 35 now.
I thought.
No, they just traded away. So the Titans got 35, and then a third and a fifth as well.
You can't miss. You take Johnson, good job. You take Dean, good job. You take Lloyd, good job.
Yeah, personally, I hope it's Johnson. I'm not. I think Johnson could be great. I think Johnson could be awful.
Look, Johnson with Robert Saleh could be just fine.
Yeah, but for me, he's a big boomer bust, like where he lands type guy. and that scares me.
But I'll tell you what, if Saleh passes on Johnson, now I know why he's falling.
Yeah. So again, like I'm honestly at this point, if I'm the Bengals, I'm hoping George Karlaftis is there at 31.
Yeah.
This guy rushes the quarterback extremely hard. He can play the run. I thought he was in the mix. Maybe not at 4, but at 10 for the Jets. I thought absolutely he would be in play for them. The interesting part was it was Kayvon Thibodeau, if I thought might have that drop because of personality. He ends up going number 5. It ends up being Jermaine Johnson, if indeed he ends up being a pick here.
Yeah, the Jets still have a second-round pick at the top of tomorrow night's draft.
Did I
At
still get-
38.
Yeah, they still have
I
38.
still get Dean or Lloyd.
Now dropped down 30 some odd spots to 101, 2 fourths and a 5, and 3 first rounders.
If they do go in this direction, think about Carl Lawson coming back off the Achilles injury, Quentin Williams inside.
All right, here's the commissioner of the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, they beat the team that was in the AFC for the that was in the Super Bowl for the AFC last year. The elite quarterback Mike White.
The Tennessee Titans have traded the 26th pick to the New York Jets. With the 26th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Jermaine Johnson.
What a draft!
These Jets might be cooking with gas.
Yeah. They just said on TV, I think the Jets are cooking with gas. Yeah. I think the Jets should feel like they really got to win here.
I think there is a real chance that the Bengals end up with either Devontae Wyatt or George Karlaftis.
Yeah. Their odds are getting better every pick. Who's next?
Next, 27 is the Bucks.
The Bucks.
The Bucks, I don't think, are looking for. I thought the Bucks would be going after a guard or Linderbaum, and
Those guys are
those
gone.
guys are all gone.
I think they could go after Wyatt.
They could go after Wyatt for sure. I don't know who else they need. So I don't know who's even on the board at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I wish they could get a linebacker.
They already got it. I don't know. I don't know linebacker. I don't again, Lloyd and Dean, they're super high on my board, but I think more highly of linebackers than
Best available still. So we've got Daxton Hill, Nakobe Dean, Devin Lloyd, the quarterback, Malik Willis, Devontae White, Andrew Booth Jr., Breece Hall, Arnold Ebiketie, David Ojabo, and the Jacksonville Jaguars traded to pick 27.
Did the trade just happen?
Yeah, because it just changed on my phone to the Jacksonville Jaguars being on the clock.
The Lloyd? Is this Lloyd?
This has got that's got Lloyd written all over it because they need a linebacker bad. They just what's his name, Mac, whatever, or they're the one guy they had.
I think.
Yeah, I think the Bengals are going to end up with George Karlaftis, Kyler Gordon, or Devontae Wyatt.
I'm now 9 for 26? 10 for 26?
And they also got a second-round pick in their back pocket for tomorrow night at the top of Friday night. Melissa, take it away.
I know you're excited. He's got a big smile.
Yeah, the fact that the Jets have those 3 guys, plus they still pick 38. They don't have a third-round pick, but they have 2 fourth-round picks where you can get some skill players because that's where I would like to see them because they got Sauce. Who do they get? They got Sauce, Garrett Wilson, right?
They got Sauce, they got Wilson, they got Johnson.
Yeah.
And Dean or Lloyd probably going to be there.
At 38, good chance.
I thought the Buccaneers trading back.
Melissa, so the Jaguars
They don't have any value.
to choose 27th overall. They gave up the first pick.
Packers still get their guy.
Tomorrow night's proceedings.
Now, I don't know. It's possible the Patriots still take Dean. So it could be Jags take Dean Lloyd, Patriots take Lloyd Dean.
So now the Bucks get the first pick tomorrow. That's great for the Bucks because with a lot of the guys they have, like they're up against the salary cap. The Bucks now get the first pick of the second round. That historically has been one of the most traded picks ever because people have all night to call and harass each other about giving them a pick and all day tomorrow,
And those quarterbacks who could have gone in the first round, they're coming.
I honestly feel like there's going to be a significant run of quarterbacks at the beginning of the second, unless nobody grabs one at the end of this round.
I think one more will go. I think the Patriots trade out.
Maybe.
I think the Patriots trade out. Did the Chiefs get a wide receiver? No, they took a corner.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's Christian Watson or George Pickens for the.
So look, those two are going. Watson and Pickens are going. The Chiefs, no, Moore. It's going to be Moore and Watson. Watson, Moore, Watson. I think Pickens is the second round guy. His talent is not in this league.
Yeah.
But I think Debo. I think Debo's not getting traded.
Yeah, I think you guys are good. I think it'll get resolved, honestly.
Well, so I gotta believe that they think that's gonna happen because, like, if Debo was just like adamant, like no.
Yeah, if they didn't think there was a chance for it, if they didn't think, not a chance, if they didn't think if they weren't confident they would get resolved, Shanahan and Lynch would be like, see ya, and would have traded it.
Yeah. Well, not only that,
no way.
But again, with these players, Debo has to play to get his money.
Yeah.
So he can take the Niners' money. He can play for the money he has, but he has to play. And then we franchise him, and if he still doesn't want to play for us, then we get 2 ones.
Yeah.
So that's what I've always been saying. We're going to get 2 ones, or we're going to get Debo. Like that, one of those is going to happen. So even the Jets, like, we'll give you number 10. I was like, and they're like, no, what do you mean it's number 10? I said, we're getting 2 ones for him.
Yeah.
We're either going to get 2 ones for him this year, or 2 ones for him next year, or he's going to sign with us.
Yeah.
Because
I hope he stays with them because I think he's in the best situation for him, honestly.
Yeah. I listened to John Lynch's press conference, and John Lynch, he's talking like everyone seems to be angry at what we're doing in free agency. But I just want you to know that we've done exactly like our plan. We upgraded at corner. We did like I know we don't have the flash moves, but we've been spending a lot. That money, like we have a good team, and that team costs us money. We need to re-sign Bosa because we drafted well.
Yeah.
We need to re-sign Debo because we drafted well.
So here's the list of people I think are on the list of possible players the Bengals might take.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Jones, D lineman, Logan Hall, D lineman, Devontae Wyatt, D lineman if he's still there. Then Karlaftis as edge, maybe even Arnold Ebiketie as edge.
Yeah, the kid out of Pitt.
Yeah.
I think he sneaks in there.
Then there's Kyler Gordon and Andrew Booth Jr. both still on the board right now. And then Daxton Hill.
And if there are that many players,
I don't think they would take a linebacker. Yeah, that's my thing. Is like, if we can get a trade back, that's my honest top choice right now because there's so many guys.
Yeah.
But I think people realize that though. But who knows? The amount of freaking trades have been happening.
Who's coming up for that other quarterback? And is it?
And are they going to come up to 31 or are they going to go to 32? Because what is it? Kirk Cousins doesn't have that much longer on his contract either, so it's not like the Vikings couldn't get a guy at 32.
Didn't they? They just extended him.
Did they?
I thought they did.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't know either, Roger.
With the 27th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Devin Lloyd,
Yeah.
linebacker.
Done. Done.
You called that one, right?
I did.
There you go.
Yeah. He's a high value pick. This is good. Yeah, I agree.
Miles Jack. That's his nickname. I couldn't
Yeah.
remember.
So who's up now? 28? Is that the Packers?
28 is the Pack.
The Packers? I think you convinced me. I think the Packers take Watson.
Lamar Jackson tweeted WTF.
Yeah. 10 for 27, 11 for 27 positionally. It'll be him or more. Watson has.
This is one of the biggest Bengals guys on Twitter.
That's not appropriate language for television.
Yeah.
But I can understand it. It was the year that they drafted Dobbins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that year is, I remember the Niners were always after them in the draft. And the Ravens, every pick, took the guy I wanted right before the Niners could have picked him.
The one thing that I didn't even actually know until today, but Devontae Wyatt has 4 domestic violence things against him over since he's been at Georgia. There's 4.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I'll look it up because someone was tweeting about it, and they're like, that's why they think that he's dropping.
He probably falls off my board if those things are
Yeah.
But I have a very firm conduct. If I think giving someone who's already made bad decisions millions of dollars never works.
He's done this a bunch. Jump in lanes, use those long arms, and show you the athleticism. How about that one-handed interception? And sorry, Coach, again, I apologize for this one. What are you doing with these pick six? I didn't purposely choose the Stanford highlights. To be fair, there are probably about 10 plays that you could have put from our game.
Good help.
Extension.
Goodell looks like my oldest son flinging around.
Yeah, so he was arrested in 2020 for a family violence incident, is what it said.
Yeah.
And then there's also 3 domestic violence incidents connected to Wyatt. And so that's another reason that I'm not a fan.
Yeah, someone's probably going to give him a shot, but he's not on my board.
Yeah, someone will give him a shot.
I mean, he was on my board, but I didn't, I don't have investigators and things like that. All right.
Let's not get crazy, Devin. Don't be talking about those Super Bowls. You're still on the Jaguars. I'm happy for you.
I like what them Jags did today. I think the Jags did their job.
The pick is in.
Yeah.
Is it George Pickens?
I don't think it's Pickens. I think it's Watson or Moore, and I think it's Watson because of the cold. I think he had a point.
Yeah.
I love y'all. I don't have a whole lot of words. This is a dream come true. I'm just glad I could be up here representing 22. I don't know what to say. I'm going to say.
Congratulations.
Let me get one.
Okay, yeah.
Duma! He already knows his new neighborhood.
People talking about winning the NFC North. That's like running unopposed in my hometown.
Yeah, that's
I like what I'm just so shocked about that Lions trade up for talk about swinging.
Yeah.
And you're basically saying, "God, it's you, buddy. I believe in you."
I'm interested to see because the Lions. I don't know. I'm just interested to see what happens with
nationwide is the NFL's highest
What you got there? Is that family business?
Yeah, it's my little brother texting me.
Yeah. He's like, I don't like your show.
No, he was asking about Mixon. Yeah, so Joe Mixon did have a domestic violence thing where there was a girl that was getting in his face and he snapped and punched her. He was punished. And then that's my line. Like, now I may not like things that people do, but as long as they were they were punished, held accountable in the right way, I'm not too proud to forgive someone for a mistake.
I remember Mixon in his story. He was not on my board, but what I will say Mixon did is he took advantage of a second chance. He came into this league.
Respond to chat.
Yeah. I'm confused. Are you talking about?
What does that mean?
Yeah, are you talking about the Ravens? Like, I'm trying to respond to the chat, but I'm not really sure. Like, the Ravens are a little sketchy, and I thought I did. I was like, well, actually, the Ravens typically they draft well. I don't know what that decision was about with the trading the only receiver who ever worked for you, but
Andrew Whitworth.
God bless you, Andrew. But yeah, no, I think Mixon. I think Mixon is an exception to a rule that I would still stand beside. Why is he picking the
Packers pick?
Maybe he's just giving another speech.
Yeah.
Like the one he got wasn't enough.
One of the most rewarding things about it was the platform I was able to build to help change people's lives with a lot of other teammates across the NFL and people in organizations. And I want to take this opportunity.
I am glad he got a title.
The players of the
I still wanted the Bengals to win it, but
and the prospects of this
the way they did.
Take advantage of that opportunity.
they won it for him.
Let's leave a legacy that lasts longer than just the game field. It shows.
Look at those Rams fans. They probably just bought their jerseys.
Oh man, I hate the Rams so much. So much. I hate the Rams. I always had a begrudging respect for Seattle. I couldn't deny what they did. But the Rams. There we go.
The Green Bay Packers select Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is like, I'm back to wanting a trade.
So they went the Georgia route.
Yeah.
They took a linebacker and a
From
defensive
Georgia.
tackle.
They drafted Georgia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big wit.
Yeah. Big wit.
Oh man. So Devontae Wyatt's gone.
No one.
We got 3 more picks. Well, 2 more, 29 and 30.
More.
And there's some good. There are some good players still on this board.
Good value. But I don't know that.
This is an interior disruptor. In the NFL, you've got to be able to stop the outside zone of penetration up front, and you've got to be able to rush the pass. This is a player in Devontae Wyatt who's going to be able to do both of those things. What a loaded group they had down there in Athens. Look at that. So, and should just trust the front. Because the last time the Packers chose a first round wide receiver is still Javon.
Patriots are on the board.
They find him outside of round 1. They're going to do it again.
And
I think they take Bean.
I am interested. I don't even know what's going to happen to this Bengals pick. I think the Bengals take Karlaftis. I could see the Bengals taking Dean because two of our top linebackers are both free agents.
Well, that pick's already in, so I'm pretty sure that's Dean.
USAA is made to save clients. We can come to a stop with Bailey and Bob. Lucia, who announces her intentions.
Is the bathroom right here?
Right there. Yeah, no one hates Aaron Rodgers more than the Packers. So on one hand, I'm looking at it and like, okay, you're drafting the best player available. That makes a lot of sense. But your best player is Aaron Rodgers, and you gave away his best target. And you're doing nothing to show him you're trying to, you're upgrading your defense, no doubt. But that defense wasn't why they lost that playoff game. Special teams, and you couldn't score. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, MVP of the league, whatever. You got shut down, Green Bay. So you need weapons. And yeah, there are weapons in later rounds. But, Dotson, Moore, would it be a Rich? And I'm the anti-receiver first-round guy. This isn't about, like, what I would do if I were GM. First off, if I'm a GM, I don't trade Devontae Adams. I don't trade a guy I can franchise. But if I do lose my MVP quarterback's number one target, I don't know. Maybe they're on the phone and be like, "Hey, Aaron, I just want you to know this is what we're doing. This is what we think we can do." There are some guys I do like Ross. I think Ross deserves a shot, and he might be there. That kid out of Memphis, I really like. There's another guy. Who's another guy? Like second, third round. There are a couple second, third round guys. Pickens, I think he's earlier.
The thing with the Packers though is like they still have 53 and 59. Guarantee you they're gonna get a wide receiver there. The guy that does have like Packers wide receiver written all over him, Alec Pierce from Cincinnati.
Yeah, is he there at 51?
At 50, he's there at 53. I think he's there at 53.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's there at 53.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he's
but
he's like a taller Jordy Nelson.
You're gonna be like, oh hey Aaron, we gave up the best receiver in the game, and here's his replacement.
Yeah.
And we waited until 51 to get him. Now, maybe if you draft like 2 or 3 weapons, we gave up that one guy to get you a fleet.
Yeah, because you look at how many picks they have. They have 53, 59, 92, 132, 140.
Like, you get the kid out of Cincinnati, you get that kid out of Memphis, and then suddenly you have several receivers instead of just one target.
Yeah. Between the second and fourth, they have 5 picks.
But I don't even acknowledge this. As much as I love Debo, and I love Debo so much, I could use multiple players to reproduce his production.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is the number one receiver in the league because he is not coverable. There is no replicating what he can do. And removing him from your team removes any passing game from your system. And so you can bring in a fleet of wide receivers. None of them are Devontae Adams. Neither can they do what they do. Like, if the Niners were to trade Debo and they draft, like, pretty good wide receiver, we're looking for 70 for 1,000 yards. And then you bring in another running back who can rush for 800 yards. Like, that's attainable.
Yeah.
Jacoby Dean? That's a bit of a reach.
I had him
in the third
second
round.
or third. Yeah, I was like, if I'm the Bengals and I needed to reach for an O lineman, that I'd grab him at 63.
Here we are with who knows what these boards look like.
But hey, it's Bill Belichick, so
Yeah, so I would call that a reach if it wasn't the Patriots. They know how to coach linemen.
Well, that proves my my thought was I was like, if he's there at 63, Bengals got to take him.
This is the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, so it's Chiefs. Chiefs who took a corner earlier. They're not going to take another corner, so Andrew Booth is going to be sitting there for the Bengals.
And if they don't take him, if I'm looking at Booth and the Bengals pass on Booth, I'm like, wait, why?
Yeah, pick is in. Pick is in. Yeah, if they pass on Booth, it has to be because of the medicals.
This is more. This is
Sky Moore.
This is Sky Moore. If I was wrong about every other one, this is Sky Moore.
I think it's George Pickens.
You really like him. He played one game.
Yeah.
You saw that one game and you're like, there he is.
Oh, I was like, I got it right.
I got it right. Never mind. You said the right first name.
He would have been gone at 31. He would have been the pick at 31.
It's good value.
Yep.
It is good value.
One of my friends tweeted, "What a strange pick by the Patriots."
Yeah. And now look, if it was anyone but the Patriots, but they know what they're doing when it comes to those linemen.
I feel like this has got to be Andrew Booth for the Bengals. Not only does it fill an immediate need.
I was talking about like, it's got to be more. I know it's more. Nope.
Yeah. Andrew Booth has top 10 talent. And the reason he's there is because of the potential medicals. Does it worry me slightly? Yes. But I feel like it's got to be Booth or trade back.
I think trading. Look, again, if they don't take Booth should drop to like the third round.
Yeah, right? I mean there still is the possibility of Logan Hall or Travis Jones, who are both guys they love that are D tackles, and the D tackle board drops hard.
I think it's Booth or Hill, and I think the answers to their medical questions is the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Who was just picked? George Karlaftis.
George Karlaftis. He is a defensive end who is basically Sam Hubbard.
Yeah, he's a high motor guy.
Yeah, he's literally basically the same exact person as Sam Hubbard, who they kick into defensive tackle on occasion. So I was kind of hoping he would be there, but he's not. So
now, if look, I'm a 49ers guy, so I'm looking at those Bengals. The problem with corners is time can beat any corner. Deion Sanders can't cover for 8 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think Cincinnati should take a long look at that kid out of Penn State.
Yeah, Ebiketie.
Yeah, because you didn't lose. You lost to the Rams for 2 reasons. Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
And you couldn't sack. Like I was.
It'll be interesting to see because I could see them taking Ebiketie, but we do have Joseph Osai, who we drafted early last year, coming back off an injury. But you can't bank on that as a thing. So
the answer is always more pass rushers.
Yeah.
The answer is always more pass rushers. So
and there's not an O lineman there that I think they would consider. It's the O line guys are all gone. So I don't think
long gone.
I mean there's some tackles. There's some tackles. There's that Bernard Raymond dude.
Yeah.
But I
What
don't.
about that? That kid out of Ohio State?
Who? Thayer Munford
Yeah,
or Nicholas Petit Frere?
Freer. Yeah.
The pick is in. All right. Well, we didn't trade it.
So look, I understand the
I'm not going to my
fascination
phone.
with the back
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So here's the argument that anytime I talk with anybody on like Twitter and so that the reason, as much as I kind of love the idea of a trade back, the reason a trade back doesn't make sense is I went through and looked at our entire roster.
yeah,
We probably have 48 roster spots locked. At least 45, most likely 48. You only get 53. So there's a good chance that one of our 8 draft picks that we have is not going to make the roster anyways.
It's possible 8 of them don't.
Yeah. So I mean.
So you got to draft a guy because you think he's an upgrade.
Yeah, and so I think especially if it's Andrew Booth, if they felt comfortable with Andrew Booth's medicals and it's Andrew Booth Jr., then because his talent's not in question, it's the medicals.
Yeah. So I do think it is going to be Booth. I do, but I think the right call is Penn State.
Yeah,
because I'm just sitting here thinking about like how many times I watched that Super Bowl going too much time.
Yeah.
You know, what about that kid out of Cincinnati?
Kobe?
No, I'm sorry.
Myjai Sanders?
No, Connecticut. Is it Connecticut?
Oh yeah, Travis Jones.
Look, defensive line is more important than defensive backfield.
Yeah.
Because the minute the ball is snapped, the defenders can only do stuff for so long.
Well, and the other thing is the drop off from. So the only 2 interior defensive linemen that are left that are like okay is Logan Hall and Travis Jones.
Logan Hall is a guy I hear was moving up boards.
Yeah. It's those 2. After those 2, it's a steep drop to the next defensive
I have
tackle.
a higher grade on that kid out of UCLA. I think that kid out of UCLA is undervalued.
Yeah. But it's more like of a like a shot in the dark with those guys. Whereas corner, there's you can get good corners in the second and third.
Yeah, we are forgetting about Gordon.
Yeah, Kyler Gordon.
Look, defensive backfield makes sense, but you didn't lose. Like, I don't blame the Super Bowl loss on coverage. I blame the Super Bowl loss on protection and rushing the quarterback.
Yeah, the reason I think it will be Booth is because they signed Eli Apple to a 1-year deal.
Mm-hmm.
They signed B.J. Hill, defensive tackle, to a 3-year deal. So to me, they set themselves up to where defensive tackle could be the position, and Larry Ogunjobi is still sitting out there unsigned. And he was a great key part on our team last year. So
being there for the second round is surprise, and I would say the biggest concern here is how ready he is for the NFL. A couple of teams that could look to him tomorrow: the Seahawks, Colts, Falcons, maybe Lions.
But of course, if you want a 5th year of contractual control on your quarterback, now would be the time to move in and get him. But the Bengals pick is in, and the Vikings are 3 minutes away from making a selection.
all right, final guess is Booth.
AFC champion Bengals.
I do think it's Booth. I don't think it's the right one.
The AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals select Jackson Hill.
Whoa. Okay.
Backfield makes sense. Okay.
So the reason I think they selected him is because he played as much of a slot corner as he did safety. So I think he's going to end up being there like fifth, or fourth corner that's on the field this year.
Yeah.
Damn, okay. I can get behind that.
The Vikings get Booth. Way down at 32.
get Booth or trade back if they get the right
if
deal.
they don't trade back.
Yeah.
I'll say 12 to 31 positioning because Hill's gonna play more corner than safety.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, look at my average. Who cares? History is not going to look back fondly on these 3 hours, but I am. All right, what do we got? Who do you think failed the physical? Larry who? Larry.
Oh, Larry Ogunjobi.
Yeah.
He failed his physical, which is why he didn't get to keep his contract that he signed with Chicago. And so that's why I think if anybody's going to give him a chance again after failing the physical, it's going to be Cincinnati. So I could see him getting another like 1-year prove-it deal with Cincinnati, so then he can hopefully make money again the following year. Oh yeah, so see that's why I was saying I could see them taking quarterback. His cousin signed a 1-year extension through 2023, so they have him this year and next year. That's it.
Yeah, but see, they didn't fire the guy they fired because they want to rebuild. They fired the guy they fired because they thought they were a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
So they're not changing their quarterback. They're certainly not taking Willis. Now, I wouldn't be shocked to see that Cincinnati kid.
Ritter.
But Ritter's another.
I was
Cousins.
hoping he would go this round, first round. But
I really thought he was going to go, but I am glad every now and again, like, the NFL is sane and like, look, even we're going to acknowledge that there aren't any quarterbacks this year.
Yeah. I am glad there wasn't the crazy reaches going on.
That would have been more insane. This, like, I'm wrong as I'm always wrong. But, you know, I'm like, well, I had the right position, or that was a different value, or there were some reaches. I think the tackle was a reach. There was another one I can't remember. Oh, the again, I anyone but Belichick drafts that kid out of Chattanooga. But then again, like, where you're drafted is a reach if you're wrong, and a steal if you're right. Like, you pick a guy number 1 overall, and he's a steal, and he goes to Hall of Fame. Well, we are going to sign off relatively quickly because RD has to go to. He's got to drive in front of him.
And then PT in the morning.
And some good stuff going on. So while we're waiting for the pick, I had a great time. I hope you had fun.
Yeah,
This is fun. You know, a little more chat action. Hopefully, people watch this a little bit later. Have a bit of a good time. I didn't really market it because this was really kind of a test kind of thing. But now, you know, are you here next year?
At least next year.
Yeah, I think next year we'll put a little more heads up and I'll put in more work with the wife.
Yeah. Yeah, the beginning of the round 2 is going to be wild. I think there's going to be a ton of movement.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be a ton of movement.
People want to slide down to the Niners. And I got to believe that either the Niners are going to play hardball or they're already getting, like, I think tomorrow we're going to see some information.
Yeah. Now hear me out. Dream scenario. Kyler Gordon falls to 63. Oh, he won't, because 61. Y'all would take. If Kyler Gordon's if he's on the board at 61,
he's not making
he ain't making it to 63.
We ain't making it at 61, I promise.
It's gonna be interesting. Like, the Bengals could go anywhere, so I'm really interested to see what the rest of the draft goes like.
All right, so I had a lot of fun. We'll talk about the thing. I'll react to it on as I see it. But just for a quick little sign off, thank you as always, and as always, God bless. Lewis Seen,
Lewis
defensive
Seen,
backfield.
Good safety.
All right, good value, good value.
Yeah.
Again, thank you all for joining us. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it was fun.
and we'll see you out there.
Oh man, Lewis Seen.